Welcome. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Twisted Tragedies, where we follow all the twists and turns wherever they lead. So, we got a couple things we got to talk about this morning. A couple misconceptions that we need to fix. A couple things that were said this morning that are ridiculous. This whole controversy about mirroring the camera, which is another ridiculous. It changes nothing that happened in the video other than your right is your left is your right, and numbers and letters are inverted backwards. That's literally it. Like I'm not understanding what like the big to do is about it. I will be sending out links to my usual suspects here that I usually do. I didn't have a chance to do it before. I got a phone call that I needed to take, hopefully, and a phone call I needed to make, hopefully, for an upcoming guest for the show. So I didn't have a chance to, but I'm sending them now. Okay, they are there. But yes, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Okay, so my intro, I got a couple messages. Like I got a couple emails, I got a couple messages on X, and I appreciate everybody's really kind words about the new intro. I mean, I know I did decent, you know what I mean, for my first video edit, and I appreciate all the kind words, but I do want to take the criticism, okay? I want to take the criticism. So if there's criticism, like I want it, okay? I want it because I want to get better. Like I want to be able to like do better, right? Like, so if there's like somebody's really good at editing and they like notice something that they can like help me with or that you think could make it better, I would love to hear your thoughts, because I'm one of those people that like when I start to learn something, like I want to learn, like I want to grow and learn all of it. So like if there's something that you can do that's better on it, like tell me. Teach me chemo sabi, okay? Teach me, because I do think I did a decent job for somebody who's never edited videos before for the intro. I wanted it longer, but like it's, you know, it's as long as I can get it with the music that I had that I wanted, because I just, that music, me and Mary went through, like I was on the phone with Mary and there was like so many different like, you know, free music things, and like I just wasn't finding the right one. I'm like, nope, not spooky enough. Nope, not the right type. Like we went through so many of them before I found that one, and I was like, ooh, that's it. Like that's the one. Like that is the music. I want it. I want it. I want it. So that's the one that I put on there, and it took me about I'd say maybe 20 minutes to figure out how to add the music to the video, because the video itself, like you do it like piece by piece, like without the music, and then you add the music. So it's like,
what program are you using?
Canva.
Okay. Yep.
So like it took me like 20 minutes to figure out like how to add the music. You know,
It's great. Honestly, I mean, it's your first built intro. I mean, you haven't done anything wrong. I think you're being too hypercritical because
maybe.
you made it. That's
I know.
something that I, as an artist, struggle with myself. Like I can show you a painting on my wall that I painted 12 years ago. I can still pick out every fucking flaw, every fuck up, but when it hangs, nobody notices it. Like they'll come in my house and they'll be like, "Oh my God, I love that painting. Thank you.
Right?
That's the bridge I drove over every day." But I mean, I can take you right in here and I can show you.
Ooh,
Like I can show you every error that I made,
and you know, because you made it. I mean, not necessarily that I made like a error, but like I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, let's just make this
you're
clear.
being hypercritical of your work because it's a brand new thing.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
case in point,
Oh my God.
that painting.
That's beautiful.
But I can show you, like, look, this line is crooked.
Oh, stop.
I got way too much paint underneath here. I screwed up in making these. These are not uniform, and they're uniform on the bridge. My squares, I didn't have them counted. I've got as many as there are on the bridge,
I
but they're not equally spaced. There's way too much paint up here. You know, like I said, I can point out every mistake. Oh, how about this one? How about the fact that everything that I was painting was clipped on right over here, and I totally missed a whole corner of my painting.
I love it. I think it's
So,
beautiful.
like I said, I think that you might be a little too concerned, but listen, it works for your channel. It's yours. You
It is
don't have to
mine.
worry about a
I
copyright.
did it
You've
by
got the
myself.
music. Yep, you made it yourself. Nobody else can. If you get into a fight with somebody, you don't have to give back your shit, right? You don't have to give back something. You made it.
Mhm.
And even better, you taught yourself the process
I did.
in how to do it. Listen, I have so many people that'll come to me and say, "Hey, can you teach me Canva?" No, I can't teach you Canva. What I can do is tell you to do the same thing I did and go to Canva Academy, and they'll walk you through how to make things, and then you've got.
There's an academy?
Oh yeah, there's Canva Academy.
I did not know this. I just started
again,
clicking and like figuring it out. Like
that's why Canva's made that way, baby. That is
yeah.
exactly why Canva is made that way. So that people that, whether you might have a little bit of an idea or you don't
I
have
used
any
to use
idea at all, you were able to
OBS
fumble through it and get a finished piece, right?
for like basic stuff. I used to use OBS like way back.
Oh God, that OBS. Oh my God,
Well,
OBS.
that's
Oh,
more intricate, right?
I
Like
can't do OBS. Oh man, I am so.
so that's what I used back then, but I was only like doing like long form videos and then sort of editing pieces, clipping pieces. That's really all I was doing. So I wasn't like, intricately doing anything. This is literally my first putting it together from start to finish, all the clips and all the like, the transitions and then the music. Like this is the first time I've done anything like that. And for me, it's like, it looks good to me, right? Like to me, I'm like, okay, this is like, it looks
And
good.
listen, you know why I love it even more, Elise? You know why I love it even more? Because you went out and did that. You were determined. You were tired of waiting, and you went and you did it all on your own. And I don't so at this point, I don't have anything. I don't have any constructive criticism to give you. I have a great big like high five, atta girl, way to go. You took the bull by the horns, so to speak, and you decided to bring it right over here, and you said, "No, you're going to stay in this pasture."
Oh, I did. Yeah. I was
And
like,
so I'm proud of you. And I think that I think that the more you go to use, because like that's what I use to make all my videos. All my little YouTubia, the AI stuff, the little storybook about the bullshit on the streets. That's all I do is use Canva for all of that.
Yeah.
So
I think
Canva
it's great.
It's so multifaceted. My
It has
girlfriend
great
uses it in
high
real estate
quality
business.
clips. That's what I loved about it. They were high quality clips in the way that I could transition. Like my favorite transition in that whole thing is where it flashes killer from the wall and it goes back to the swing.
Yeah.
And then moving along a little further, it flashes the word killer again. And the swing comes about halfway to a middle again, just for a second. Like, and I was like, that is creepy. Like I'm doing that. Like, so they figured it out, but I do want the constructive criticism because I want to get better, right? Like I want to learn to do other things and get better. So I want it. Just give me
Well,
it.
I guess you're gonna have to do something that deserves critiquing and criticism to be able to get that. Because, like, if anybody critiques this, they better be very kind because you went out and you did this all on your own. It's not
I don't
like
want kind. I just want the truth. God damn it! Like,
listen, even again, being an artist, you have to be very cautious when asking for constructive criticism and feedback because if they're not in your genre, so to speak, I mean, come on. Like, I'm not going to have somebody who hates me judge my artwork.
well, yeah,
Because
obviously
they
not.
hate me. So then they're going to automatically judge it from a negative eye.
Yeah.
I want somebody who doesn't know me to judge my artwork.
Or people that even do. I want you to look at it and be like, hey, Elise, there's something I can help you with. Or hey, learn, you can add this or you can do this. Like I want to
But that's
learn.
the thing. You can't do that you can't ask people to do that because they don't know you well enough.
Some people do. Some people do.
Well, Some people do. But B,
Poor
you
Mary was on
also
the phone
don't
with me,
want
and I'm like,
somebody
how
else
the fuck
putting
do I
in.
and
Well,
I'm
but
like,
you also don't want somebody else putting in their say on your stuff, because then the moment that you change it and it goes by what somebody says, then they can go back and strike you for copyright. Don't do that. Do it yourself.
I'll definitely do it myself. I just want to learn how to do like other stuff. You know what I mean? Like when it comes to videos,
Again,
editing in the Canva.
That's it. You've done it. It doesn't get any more difficult than that. You've done it. You know Canva now. If you've produced one video, you've made. You know Canva now.
I'm sure there's other things that I don't know yet on how to figure out, but I guess it'll come along with time. You know?
Yeah.
I gotta make an outro, so like I'm gonna do that. Like so, like hopefully it comes out as good as the intro. I can't promise anything, but I'll try really, really hard. Poor Mary. I'm on the phone. Mary got her on speakerphone next to the computer. And I'm like, how the fuck do I do? God damn it. And then we're listening to like all the tracks. And I'm like, nope, not that one. Nope, not that one. Like, poor Mary's on the phone with me. And I'm like, fucking, what the fuck? Trying to figure this shit out.
So I listened in a little bit to our favorite diapered Lika.
How'd that go?
Yeah, I went right back to sleep, if that's any consolation.
Yeah. Well, this morning, Tom CPU said that the CPU is the tower, except it's not. It's the computer chip. It's the brain chip in the tower. So if that's like your profession that you claim, like maybe you would know that.
Well, I think Tom is too busy worrying about who likes him and who doesn't like him. Personally, I'm going to end up in another lawsuit. I can already see it happening.
Agreed with that. Once you get Canva, it definitely gets easier once you understand it. Like that. Exactly that. Exactly that. And I think I got it. I think I got it. Like I did get some I really do appreciate all the messages you guys sent me about it, because people who caught the replay were like, wow, Elise, like I love, great job, dude. Like now it's like, because now it plays on the replay that they hadn't seen it before. And like I didn't even realize you didn't have an intro. And it's nope, didn't have an intro. Nope, just a 30-second countdown is pretty much it. Like
well, like, and you know, some intros, there are some channels, you know, that when they go live, you can just come back in 8 minutes.
Right. Well, I kind of wanted one that was like longer, just because of the way I am, and I'm doing shit behind the scenes.
You do realize that you could have just continued that track on, right?
I know you can loop it.
You can loop it. You can edit the track down, because you can actually go in on the track and you can edit it down so that right where it starts to go into its decrescendo, you can pull that back, and then you can when at the start of the song, when it goes into its crescendo, you can slide that back, and then you can meld them together. I did that on a couple of mine. I've had a couple of
the thing that I'm having a problem with is I need it to play before I'm live, right? Not
okay, so so what you do is you build in 3 seconds of a blank screen first. And then what you do is you click go live, and then it brings up that. So you set it up so that you're right on the video on the StreamYard side, right? You go under brand and you go to uploaded video.
Video clips. Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
That's what I've been doing.
And then you click go live. But what you need is you need to put like 3 or 5 seconds of a black screen. So just a black in the very front, because it takes a couple seconds for you to, from going live, it takes, I think it's between 3 and 5 seconds from when you hit live till it's actually out on the air.
Yep.
So that's why you put like a 5-second black screen. So
but I know people can play them before you're actually live. Why isn't it doing that? And so I can't, the way you're supposed to do it is you're supposed to upload it to overlay, but it won't find it. If I try to
upload it to overlay, you upload it to video clip.
I did. Yeah, I did. That's how I've been doing it.
And then you click on that and hit play, and then you click go live. That's why you put a placeholder of a black screen in the very front,
Yeah.
because while you're going live, it doesn't, you don't
holds.
want to
Yeah.
waste anything. And then
Right.
the minute you're live, your intro starts off.
Right. Right. That's how I've been doing it because
That's the only way to do it.
Yeah.
You don't make it as an overlay. Overlay is a paint screen.
it's just like that's I just can't. I'm like,
It's a photo. It's not a video. A video is a video
thank
clip.
you. Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's about like she said, like 3 to 5 seconds usually, depending on your computer. Like it's about 3 to 5 seconds from the time you hit.
And you can also turn on the delay also, because like mine, I have an extra delay on. There's a way you can turn it on in YouTube Studio.
Ah, okay, and that makes sense. Okay, that makes sense. Must be in an open. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. See, this is learning, right? Like, also, I need to dispel this bullshit talkie that Tom apparently said this morning. I had to write this down because this was important to me. Okay, Tom says that Higgins DNA is on the car. That's false. It's not a thing. Higgins DNA is not on the car.
Well, that turtle turd said that it wasn't even the same color shoe on the sole, that they showed soles that were white, and from his perspective, the soles
they don't
were black.
make that shoe with that color. It is the same shoe.
I'm aware, dude. I'm aware. I just heard him say it, and I was like,
"Oh no, I'm telling him."
It's a good thing that I don't want you really to know who I am, other than the people that I hang out with. Motherfucker, I would have gone into your chat and told you were full of shit and you're breathing out your asshole.
Doesn't know what he's talking about. Like literally doesn't know what he's talking about. And it's so funny. Those people like hang on every word, and I'm like,
bro. His DNA is mostly concentrated in his sock.
This is why I love you guys, because like even when I'm like typing mad about something, you guys can literally always like give me a chuckle. Like, let's talk about this mirroring thing, okay? Like, let's dispel this bullshit right now, okay? Mirroring a video does not change what happened in the video. All it does is change the right from the left and the left to the right and words and letters backwards, okay? When you upload something or download
look, I just mirrored my camera.
You just mirrored your camera. Right. So literally, your right will be your left will be your right. Nothing that she's doing is going to be changed. You could still see everything that's happening. Like, it's literally just changing sides. And so people are like, oh, it's so corrupt. They're hiding something. They mirrored it. No, whoever uploaded the video either didn't uncheck the box of mirror or check the box for mirror. So like, it's as simple as like,
how many voices are there?
Somebody didn't uncheck the box for mirroring. It's that simple. Like, it's not that hard. Hi, Sorta. I got your
I just mirrored my camera to do that whole thing. Back, forth, back, forth, back, forth.
And what changed?
Doesn't change anything. You like my right hand didn't become my left didn't become my right.
For her though, if she puts her right hand up, it looks like a left on the screen. But other than that, it changes nothing.
Hang on.
Absolutely.
Okay, so my right hand is up. Let's mirror the screen.
Yeah.
It's now my left hand.
Yeah. It doesn't change anything. What do you mean? Timestamps don't mirror. What do you mean? Timestamps don't mirror. Because you're only mirroring the image. Timestamps don't get mirrored. There's no mirroring of a timestamp. Gone to some multiple dimensions mirror world argument. I bet. Like, right. Like, what's happening isn't changing. It literally changes nothing. Like, if you mirror, right, and I write my name up here and I hit the mirror button, it goes from being back. Because if I write it right here, right now, you're going to see it backwards. I have to hit the mirroring button for it to turn it forwards. That's it.
Well, here, we'll use this sticker. We can see it right there. It says Sweetgrass, right?
Mm-hmm.
What happens when we mirror it?
Should backwards it. No, didn't do it. Again, depends.
Backwards.
So when I go live on TikTok, right? If I don't mirror what's behind me for my information, it'll be backwards. If I mirror the image, it goes frontwards so everybody can see it. Like, so, I mean, timestamps don't change from a mirror. And if they're going to talk about skipping times, like the camera in the Sally port is run by motion. So if they were all out of the Sally port for 10 seconds and then came near it again, it shut off and it turned back on. Like that's where you get your 10 seconds it's missing. Like it's not missing, it just didn't, it's not there because nobody was in there, like, or near it. Like
there was no motion to record. Nobody was moving in there, so there was no reason for the camera to be recording.
Right. So that's literally why there's seconds. There's going to be, because again, it's motion detected. So if there's no motion detecting the camera to go on, then there's no reason for it to be. It'll shut itself off, and then somebody probably moved in front of the sensor again, and boop, back on it went. Like, yes, thank you.
And
yes,
that's common because they don't need to sit there and have a camera record an empty room. The camera only needs to record when somebody's inside that room. So, I mean, again, that's not some big conspiracy.
Yeah, well, phones are also different than computers, are also different than, tech, video security. So, like, those are all different things, but there's nothing missing, is what I'm saying.
The one thing that I will say about mirroring is that it, just from what we just saw, it actually gives a little bit different of a perspective in the room, if that makes sense. So, like, seeing me this way, and then if I mirror my camera, you can see what's over to my left a little bit more just by the mirroring.
I mean,
maybe it gave them another, maybe they did it.
Their problem was that they're saying the tail light would have been on the opposite side. You can't see, but they also have the back of the Sally port video. So that's irrelevant. Number one. Number two, remember they said it didn't exist, right? Didn't exist. There's no Sally port video. It's missing, except, oh wait, shocker, it's not. Like,
I can't even. Oh, the timestamp? Well, because that's an overlay from the recording program that goes on it. So that's why the timestamp wouldn't be mirrored, because that's an overlay on that.
There was nothing there. Also, here's the funny part. If, like, the defense has tried to say that they smashed it in the Sally port and pieces were falling everywhere, whether you mirror the image or not, the pieces would be on the ground, which they were not. So it's called...
I don't know. The shoe thing is maddening to me.
So maddening. It's the same shoe, people. Okay. If you go and look,
they all these men ran home and they checked all of their shoes to find one left shoe that matched. And they were like, "Well, I wear a 9.5 E, and he's a 9D, but we're gonna make it work. It looks close enough. We'll make these two shoes match." Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly.
Morning, Bree.
Yeah, no, we're cameras. Like
morning.
The words backwards. Yeah, excuse me, Sarah. Can you hold this gigantic LED digital clock for the camera? Yeah, right. Like, can we do that? Like, but yes, they said they didn't exist. Yeah, it does. And it always did. Like, that's the funny part. Like, this is just fucking. This is why I'm here. Like, going over this. Like, I'm sorry, you guys. It's the same fucking shoe. Like, I know that they want to believe that, like, the shoe is different. Like, they have to hold on to one little part of the, even if it's magically bippity boppity into another shoe, what does that change? And nothing. It does not change the way John died. It does not change the evidence they found. It does not change the fact that Proctor cannot, like B. Tim said, Mr. Who through space and time, Doctor Who through space and time, and boop, put shit there when he hadn't even gotten to the car before the CERT team was already finding pieces of taillight in the snow that they had to dig for. So, the stamp, yes. Oh, yeah.
My two big things from this morning are everyone saying, well, how come John's clothes that he wore to the hospital were clean except for the blood, but the shoe that was found on the side of the road is muddy?
Oh my God.
It was because the shoes sat out in the snow and the wet and the elements.
And it did get mixed up in the gush and the grit on the side of the road as the snowplow went by, and the clothes he was wearing, snow did melt on.
Yep.
The clothes were soaked. So even if he might have had something on him, the fact that the water, like snow, and then it melted and it turns to water, and then they got him to the hospital, and then all the clothes were wet, it would have dissipated whatever would have been on him, because that water, it's just like when you put clothes into a washing machine at first.
Right.
You know, anyway.
Yep. And then the other one, the absolute pronouncement that Tom made, that immediately I was laughing and going, oh my God, no one can be dumb enough to believe that. But then there were a whole lot of people that they agreed wholeheartedly. Oh my God, you're so right. Hitting a 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch top side, tops, that sidewalk next to the road is a 1/2 inch tall. Hitting that at 24 miles an hour in a 7,500-pound car is not going to flip it.
No.
It is not.
No. He actually said that if she had gone up over that sidewalk backwards at 24 miles an hour, she would have flipped an LX 570 at 24 miles an hour.
If Lexuses flip that easily, they would have they would be out of business.
Expeditions didn't flip that easy in 96 when the Firestone tire.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Right. So that's.
I had an Exploder back then. I didn't have an Expedition. I had an Exploder. It wasn't even an Explorer. It backfired like a motherfucker. We called it an Exploder.
So,
do you remember when Firestone was like no longer, Ford like will not put Firestones on their cars anymore? OEM because of that.
I can't remember what the joke is about that. There was a joke about that. Oh fuck, I can't remember what it is now. I'll think of it. It was one of those. Do you know what this stands for?
Maybe. So I wanted to real quick, Miss Sorta, aka Legatron, aka I'm gonna call you Leggles because that's what my daughter says when her arthritis hurts. She's like, "Mommy, my Leggles hurt."
You're gonna have to call her Slanda because she's gonna be Slanda again in 13 days.
I know. So I did. I got your dono this morning. So thank you for the $6. I appreciate you. I just wanted to, make sure that I read that because I don't want to forget. I don't want to, if I ever get them when they're not, when I'm not live, I like to read them on the next live just to, appreciate and thank, anybody doing it. We are a small channel. We do run on donations. So, if you would be so obliged and have a cent to spare, the information's on the bottom, and we do have a PayPal. Just ask for it and we can put it in the chat. But I appreciate all of you guys.
Canva project.
Yeah.
Once a month, go through, keep track of your donators, and once a month go through and do a thank you video to your donors.
Ooh, that's a freaking great idea. I love that. Ooh, I love that. I gotta write that down. I write it down because I'll forget. I'm a note person. Like, I have to write notes. I love that idea.
It's just a way to do like a little give back and an appreciation for your people.
I love that.
Especially because you are a small channel and you do run on donations. So that's a good way to thank people. And you can always let somebody know, listen, if you don't want to be thanked, just let me know and I'll remove you from the thank you rotation.
Wait, do I have a Discord server? I think I did make a Discord server, although there's nobody in it right at the moment, but I did make one. I'm pretty sure. Let me just look. I know that I did at one point. I'll have to get the link or whatever, but I do know that I made one. There's obviously nobody in it now because it's brand new.
Oh my God, I'm going to have to go out and it's peoply out there today and it's hot.
It's hot.
It is not even 10 o'clock here and it's already 80 degrees.
But yes, these shoes, they don't make black soles. Just so we're aware, they don't make them in black with black soles.
They didn't take into consideration the shadows for nighttime.
It's shadows for nighttime. That's exactly what it was. And they don't seem to understand. Like, yeah. And it's not they keep calling it, it's not edited. Mirroring is not edited. There's nothing edited about mirroring. Like,
no, mirroring is not editing. It's not
editing anything.
Different perspective through the camera lens.
Yeah.
Stop that, you guys. You're getting lost in the sauce. Listen, the only thing that I've realized is that I might be 8% smarter than many Massachusettsians, whatever y'all are. Massachusetts, whatever the fuck
Massachusetts.
you are. I'm a Wyomingite. And the only thing I'm realizing is that I might be 8% smarter than the majority of people in Massachusetts.
It's not even just us at this point, dude. There's so many freaking people with this like crap theory of nonsense. Like it's insane to me. I will find I have to like sign in, sign out, figure out like where the Discord server is, but like I will put it in the like about info on this video when I get it all settled. After this, I'll go and I'll look and I'll get the link and I'll put it on the like in the description box in this video so you guys can find it there. Does that sound good? I'm gonna write it down so I don't forget. Discord server in description box, because that's a great idea. I do have one. I did make one for my channel, but I'm signed into a different one right now, so I'd have to.
Well, the salty Sabbath, like because you are an engineer, I don't have a problem with you nitpicking. You know what I mean? Like you bring another level of expertise to the table.
Yep.
And an educated perspective. So I don't have a problem with that. What I have a problem with is the uneducated people that are fucking hopping on the turtle turd bandwagon and riding on that turd like a fucking hemorrhoid. Like,
yeah,
no,
absolutely.
the shoe had to be replaced. Oh,
No.
the ball cap wasn't found.
The clothes were washed, remember, and
they
replaced.
They scooped up glass pieces and they hauled it from here to there. And those are the people. Sorry, the trucks are wild this morning.
That's okay.
It's like I live in a fucking not a truck NASCAR. Like it's like NASCAR race for big
truck
semis.
NASCAR.
It's the NASCAR Truck Cup. Yes, it's for big semis.
But
so
yeah, they did
those kinds of things.
in Discovery.
Yeah, I'm totally the salty Sabbath. I'm totally game to discuss those. But somebody just writing on this. Oh well, this wasn't found. Oh, that wasn't found, and it's come out in court. Like all of a sudden, somebody had to open an evidence bag that isn't an easy thing to open. It required scissors and cutting and all the stuff and all the things. You couldn't just go and rip a top off and open it up. No, anyway, sorry, I get lost.
No, that's a go for it. There you go. You know what I mean? You go, girl. You go. But yeah, no, yeah, it's a shadow from the lighting. And yeah, they did see it in Discovery. That's the funny part. So you have to remember, these are the same people who have lied, the defense, over and over and over, blatant false lies to the court, because that's what they wanted the public to think, until it comes out in court and you're like, wait a second, they said this and this is not a thing. Like, so, you know, now we're talking about mirroring in a shoe. They don't even make that shoe with a black sole. Just so we're clear here. Okay, they don't even make that effing shoe with a black sole. Not possible. So again, it's the lighting, because it was night. It was dark. It was a shadow. Like,
okay, what about the leaf blower? Talk about that. What do you mean you can't with that leaf blower? That was actually brilliant. Think about this. Brilliant. They didn't lose any of those pieces in the grass because they were able to blow the light snow off, revealing, like, because snow, as it falls, it's layered after layered after layer after layer after layer. And so they were able to blow off the loose and get down to the hard pieces. It's not brilliant. I think it is brilliant. I mean, otherwise, what? Did you expect him to go out there and shovel up all the snow around his body and like put it in fucking buckets till it melted?
I know, right? I know.
It's comedy
They
gold.
did that. They did that. They said that wasn't good enough.
But when this is the crazy shit, though.
Listen, if they would have went out there and put a goddamn tent around it, surrounded it in plastic, and put a fucking cooler out there to keep it all freezing, they still wouldn't have been okay with that. So it's a zero-sum game. It's a no-win.
They would have said they were hovering over it so much to control what was happening. And then if Brian came out, it would have been he was tampering with it. You can't win here. Like,
their whole thing with the Sallyport video seems to be that they're saying, oh, well, there's two things. One, there is already an outline of snow on the ground. Well, we don't know what vehicle was there, how long it had been there, where it had come from before they backed it out to bring hers in. And there's a reason why they immediately removed all the snow on the ground around her car. It was because everything already there was not related to it, so they had to clean it all away. So anything that fell off the car is going to fall on a clean surface. They're also saying that there's not nearly enough snow on the door. Well, that's because the door, passenger side door, was opened and closed twice for the passenger to get in it on the back of the flatbed and then to get out again in the garage. Do you have any idea how much snow falls off the entire side of your car? Anyone who's ever closed a door on the side of their car when it's covered in snow knows how much snow falls off. It's all on the flatbed.
Oh my God.
And everything on the roof and hood blew off in big giant chunks as they went down the road.
Yeah, that's absolutely correct. Do you know how many times, like, I have snow probably, what do we have? 6 months of snow a year where I live. And depending on the type of snow. So like if it was really fine and very watery and that comes down first and then it goes to fluffier flakes, you can guarantee that when you go to slam your door, you're going to knock off all the freestanding and then you're going to have a layer of frozen shit on there too.
Yeah,
and
that's when you can't roll your windows down, it's iced over.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And we play this game where you like to slam the door to see if you can rock the whole car and knock all the snow off.
How much can come off? Yeah. I will take that help, Salty. Absolutely. If you email me at twistedtragedies3@gmail, I definitely will take that help. Absolutely.
Also, it can't possibly be reversed the way they're saying it is to where we're looking at the left tail light because Trooper Buchanan very clearly said that he was in the passenger seat and he got out the door closest to the camera.
He did say that.
So that Trooper Proctor was driving. So if you know that we're not in England or anywhere else in the world that drives on the wrong side of the car, because I'm an American, right?
True that.
It can't possibly be what they're saying it is because the wrong people got out of the wrong side of the car.
Listen.
Damn your bad luck on that one. You're out of gas.
All right, listen. Okay. Even though they were wrong about whether she hit it or not, she literally tapped it. And in order for you to even tell that it was hit, you have to zoom all the way the fuck into the tire and you see it move just a very slight amount. The friggin' snow didn't even fall off the car. That's how lightly she tapped that vehicle. So whether they're wrong or not,
off the wheel and crawled up down at the bottom of the wheel, but that's it. So that means
all of the experts and all of the evidence doesn't, the taillight being on the scene, her telling Jen McCabe that she cracked the taillight before she even left the house that morning and hit John's car. And in front of the niece heard it as well. Not only that, but you're talking about the fact that they didn't even get to the car until they were already finding pieces of taillight. Trooper Proctor can't just, Doctor Who bippity boppity through space and time. So like, the timeline does not add up. The only one person with any access to that ring cam was Karen because John, with his phone data, was on that lawn from 12:30 something all the way till they found him at 6 and never moved. So the only person who had access to that cam between 1 and 5 a.m. to magically erase 17 out of 18 events from John's ring cam is Karen. Like it's not rocket science, right?
Well,
like
in order for these people's theory to be true, then that means that when Proctor woke up that morning and he knew that he was going to be on call for his shift, that his weekend on call, then he must have went over and he must have opened up his little chest of drawers and said, "Oop, I'm going to grab these red Lexus broken taillight pieces. I'm going to put them in my pocket." And because I think that today it's going to be a Lexus that is going to have the accident. And so I better take these pieces out of my drawer and put them in my pocket.
Okay.
Right? Mm-hmm.
I'm going to address this. Okay. Yeah. You can see multiple people at the taillight area no matter what. And FYI, they've already showed the Sally Port video from behind the vehicle as well, if you were paying attention.
And everybody lines up with where they are at every single time and every single second. And the seconds missing from this one aren't missing from the other one because they were closer to it.
Yep. And there's no broken taillight. There's no magic missing falling on the ground pieces like Alan Jackson tried to say. Okay. None of that.
Oh my
Have
God,
it.
Legatron, where the fuck did you come from? Can you
It re-
crawl back underneath that rock, please? You are so far off base, dude. Like, I think now you're just fucking trolling. Oh shit, I must have scared Brianna.
Hold on. I'm not down to these comments yet. Hold on. Why can't they understand the horizontal? They don't seem to understand how it works, apparently. Like, I don't expect people who are non-tech people to understand, but if somebody explains it to you, it shouldn't be that difficult to get. Like, and it's the information, the misinformation, it's going to continue because any little piece of anything that they want to hold on to about being it, like, listen, you are entitled to your opinion. But I will say, in the beginning, I thought that, oh my God, they used a fucking leaf blower? Like, are you fucking shitting me? You're going to blow evidence everywhere. But then we got the video, right? Then we got the video of how they actually used it. And it is kind of brilliant, in my opinion, because the way they did it was they did these very small square areas. They turned it all the way down so that they could get it all the way down to the ground. They videotaped it. And they just went like this, side by side by side by side, until they got down to the ground in little tiny bouts, little squares, and they kept going and going and going in little areas until they found what they needed to find, or they didn't find any, you know what I mean? Like, or they didn't find something in that area. So like they had to adapt because you don't want to lose any evidence you could have. And the CERT team wasn't there yet. So like they were trying to gather whatever they could possibly gather in that moment. So I mean, they had to adapt. What else are you going to do? You're going to go down on your hands and knees and do it with your hands? Like,
Well, you
know
would
what
have
I mean?
missed
Like,
it, and you wouldn't have been able to see them, and you would have pushed them
Right.
further into the grass and down,
Right.
and there wouldn't have been any.
so it was
Like,
kind
you
of
wouldn't have-
smart. Like they had to adapt in that situation, and they did. I mean, let's get real. The CERT team came with shovels and lost some of the stuff until the snow melted because they were overturning it with the shovels and not seeing it. Right? Like, so I mean, oh yeah, that. Well, they laid them out to dry, and so I'm assuming then when they put them back in, they put a sweatshirt in a different bag after they put them back in.
Okay, so they talked yesterday. Oh, so they left them sit for 6 days. Well, I mean, they probably knew that they were in a secure location,
Yeah.
and I mean, people go on days off. People rotate through shift work. Maybe somebody checked them. They were still a little bit damp. They didn't want them. They didn't want mold to grow on them because you fold them up and then you put them in a paper bag. That's going to make mold grow. So they had to make sure that they were preserved properly and fully dried, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but observer, you're flat earthers. It is the red solo cups again. That was something that they had to adapt in the situation they were in. Also, just FYI, if you have never been on here, and I'll explain it to you now, evidence collection, if you don't have the ones that like the state police use, the next best thing that you can find is any brand new plastic container. So that is what they did. They got brand new. Those solo cups weren't used. They weren't sitting on someone's thing. They were in a brand new package. So they got brand new solo cups, aka plastic containers, and then they put it in a, what did they use for evidence? Paper bag. So they literally did everything that they could possibly do with what they had to collect anything they could before it was gone. So, I mean, they adapted in the situation they were in. They had to, right? Like, they absolutely had to. Like, there was, what else? What other choices do they have? Lose it? Lose any evidence? Allow it to, go away in the snow? I mean, no. They grabbed what they could, and then when the state...
No, they should have gotten used Tupperware from across the street, don't you know? Because those have lids.
Right? That's not the way it works. But I think,
they didn't say that the solo cups came from the party at the house party the night before.
Oh, my God, for the love of it. Right? I know. Like, Maestro's right. They're not disputing that the car was hit. They're disputing that it was hit with enough force to actually break a taillight, which it didn't. No snow even came off the goddamn car. Also, if you're backing into the car, right, like this, guess what hits first, love? Not the taillight.
Bumper.
It's a bumper, honey.
Honey,
it literally
the thing that was put on designed to protect you from backing into things so you didn't break your taillights. That's why it's called a bumper.
Yep.
The bumper hit first. It's
inside that little plastic thing is what's called the absorber, which is a huge piece of foam that goes across, and that absorber is attached to what's called either the reinforcement or the rebar, and that is a giant piece of very thick metal that is either bolted or welded to your frame.
Mm-hmm. It is
You're
illegal to drive
not.
with snow on the roof. Yeah, at least here in
You're,
Massachusetts. I don't know about other places, but it is here.
That's why.
oh, we do it here all the
village
time. It just
derbies-
flies off.
Yeah,
That's like
it's
the
illegal
local
here.
derbies.
I mean, I clean it off. Like I don't have a car now, but when I did, I clean it off anyway. But when I had my SUV though, I like couldn't. I would reach as much as I could, but the rest was gonna have to fall off. But it is illegal. You're not supposed to drive with snow on the roof because it could, fall down and it could be ice and hit the next person's car. So yeah, it's at least in Massachusetts. I know different states have different, laws on that. But yeah, it's illegal here in Massachusetts. You're not supposed to drive with snow on the roof. Yep.
It's actually like that in many states.
And as far as deleting the ring footage goes, and the fact that Trooper Buchanan could not testify with a shadow of a doubt that it was definitely Karen, he could only say it wasn't John. We do have to remember that there are 2 witnesses whose testimony we will never hear, but that the jury already has. And those are the 2 people who know who had access to the computer that ran those cameras.
Right. Exactly. Is it just back to what are we at? I'm missing the context of that because I'm like back in the comments. But you have to fill me in on what you're talking about here.
I think
Maestro saying that finding out that she deleted video before and after the backing out was new.
Correct.
He didn't know she had deleted, like leaving that one in the middle is just like the dumbest thing you could possibly do. Don't delete stuff on either side of it and leave that one, because then it's blatantly obvious it's you.
Yep.
And they're screaming that they had her sectioned. Guys, her dad had her sectioned, trying to stop this whole thing from going forward.
Her father had her sectioned. They didn't. Her father did. Also, FYI, Bev has given the defense ridiculous leeway. So if you want to call her biased, at this point, she's biased against the prosecution because she has given them a ridiculous amount of leeway that no other defense is usually allowed in a courtroom. So, like, I'm sorry, but anybody who knows law can't dispute that she's biased. It's not a thing. Like,
are y'all watching the same trial we're watching? Because it's like we're watching 2 different things. Like,
I can't. Well, also people who don't have any back history or they've been fed all the misinformation and truth. They're basing everything they're watching on that information, that misinformation and mistruth that they've been told. They're basing all of what they're watching on the fact that all these people are liars and it's a conspiracy. They're not watching it as in these are just everyday normal people. They're watching it in the back of their mind going, oh, yep, see, they're lying. Yep, that's a lie. Yep, it's a conspiracy. Like that, they're trying to force things to fit in that conspiracy box because, well, that's what they were told. That's the information they were given. Okay, well, you guys were also given that the taillight was on top of the snow. Aiden gave you that. That was untrue. He also gave you that Scanlon told on them. Scanlon didn't even know who the hell Colin Albert was. Okay, so there goes that, right? Then there's witnesses who saw the fight. Again, not true. Didn't happen. Brian Albert and Nicole Albert didn't go to the funeral of John O'Keefe. Also false. They did indeed go to the funeral of John O'Keefe. Then you had the basement that was redone before this ever happened. Then you had that they took a loss on the house. They did not take a loss on the house. They actually gained from the house. It's what you sold, what you bought it for versus what you sold it for. They lowered it by like $50,000 to sell it, which my grandmother even had to do in an amazing housing market. Many people do that. They didn't take any loss. They gained. And it was already going to be sold before John died. So again, you lose that one too. That was a lie. There was no Sallyport video. There's that lie. There was no Canton Library video was missing. It wasn't missing because she didn't drive by that way. And when they show you her phone, the GPS coordinates of it mapped, she didn't drive by there, so it didn't activate. There's no missing video there or in the Sallyport. Those are lies. I mean, we could go through 1,000 more that you were given. Where you want to start? Like,
hey, Salty, I don't know what engineers call certain things, but in vehicle repair and insurance repair, the crush zone or crumple zone on a car are the parts that are designed literally to crumple if you hit something. That would be everything front of your firewall and back of your quarter panel, because those are the parts that are supposed to absorb the impact to keep you from flying through windows. The 3 parts of the bumper, front and back, are the bumper cover, the absorber, and the rebar. That's what they are and what I do. I cannot comment on what anybody else calls it, but that's what we call them.
I can't. I literally can't. Like, so like, no, I'm not sure, but she did change her story multiple times in front of the niece. And she told Jen on the phone that she had a cracked tail light before she ever hit John's car that morning. She took Kaylee's phone to talk to Jen, and Kaylee was sitting right there. So, and then she changed it. First, it was John got hit by a plow. Then it was that her tail light was cracked. So, like, her story evolved numerous times right there in front of the niece as well, which is why she had to testify. And she did. She deleted the video of her showing Jen and Kerry the cracked tail light later on. She was the only one with access to that camera. She deleted 17 out of 18 events from the camera. Like, I mean, yeah, you're not going to be here making ignorant comments because you'll just get booted. It's like really purposeless. Like, I don't even know who it was because I didn't even get down to those comments. But
I guess here's my question. Why are people so willing to believe the lies that they were fed before the black and white proof is coming out in court now? And where the hell are you watching this court at? Because I might suggest you find a different place to watch it so that you're not too busy chatting with your friends to pay attention to the information that you're missing. Because a lot of this has fully been explained. And you can't say that you back the blue if you don't believe in the justice process and this is all corruption. It doesn't work both ways like that. I get some of you you don't know where we come from, but Brianna and I have been out here for a long time on these streets in true crime for a long time. Just on the other side of the country, though.
Right. Thank you, Salty. I appreciate you. Yeah, they did. That was it was smart. Like, well, yeah, that's the thing. And she didn't see the kids, did she? No. Well, they went back to search for John because they asked, Carrie asked her, like, well, is he at the house? And she's like, I don't know. Wouldn't that be the first place you checked? Is like, if you really thought like he didn't come home, wouldn't you check the house before anywhere else? You're in it. Like, that's another thing that makes no sense. Why wouldn't you be checking the house you're in? Like, it's the first thing I do if I wake up and my husband's not in the bed next to me. I get up and I look to see if he's in the bathroom, kitchen, on the porch. Like,
and then you holler, hey, where are you?
Babe, like, you know,
hey,
hello.
MC knows what the kids said in their testimony. How does he know that?
I was just waiting until somebody else.
They know that. Don't want to presume.
How do you know that, MC? Can you please cite your source?
I'm not down to there yet. Hold on.
Oh, just skip forward. Come on down to where we're at.
Hold on. I don't want to miss people's comments.
She's good. She's very good. We're being naughty. We're skipping ahead. It's all the way at the very end.
No, I see them all as they roll past. Like, I don't have to. There isn't anything that's said on it. If I'm sitting on a panel, there isn't anything said in chat that I didn't see.
What else did she delete? 17 different things, you know? Yeah, the judge is giving quite a bit to the defense. Quite a bit she's given.
Can you cite a specific news story so that we can go out and check that information? Because at this point, if somebody told me that it was raining, I would get up and walk my fat ass to the door and open it and look before.
Also, if there's a news station actively giving a transcription or an actual like blow by blow of what the kids said, I'm pretty sure that's a violation of a court order.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying, can you please cite what news station is saying this?
Karen did not go to John's funeral because
I'm
pretty sure there might have been already a stay away. I'm not sure if the stay away order was in effect yet for John's funeral, but Karen did not attend John's funeral. The whole contamination thing for weeks has been leading up to closing the floor for defense. Right. Got it out in direct. Yep. That's a funny part, right? When Lally got it out in direct, Jackson objected. Well, that's what you're implying is that they stepped on it, and that's how the taillight got there, right? Like, but now you're objecting to it. Well, why? Like, yep, hat, belt, shoe, definitely not missing, never was. I've been telling you guys that for I don't even know how long. Like,
who's Ted Daniel?
It's in the documents, and also one of the officers testified to the father, Mr. Reed, called to have her sectioned because she was
we heard that
ending her life.
We heard that call the other day where we heard testimony about that because somebody had said go ahead and take her home, and then he was like, no, I said I needed her brought back because her father had called in to dispatch and said that she was in a mental health crisis and, wanted to self-harm. And who is Ted Daniels? Is that a local
Ted Daniels
reporter?
is a fucking joke. And, he got in trouble.
Oh,
He got in trouble because he was wearing pink. That was their thing, to wear pink, since they can't wear free care and read, so they were to wear pink. And he shows up wearing something pink every day. And so we got in trouble with the station because people called and were like, dude, this is supposed to be an unbiased reporter. Well, clearly he's not unbiased. Like, so
okay, so he does
yeah.
work for a local news station then,
He
right?
does. Yes. Yep, he does.
Okay, so if Ted Daniels reported that, as well as adding that he is reporting this to what else he got in trouble for, by reasonable deduction and my life experience, I wouldn't trust anything he says.
And anyone who was writing about what the kids were saying, I was ignoring them intentionally because they were the same people saying that the kids were only testifying because they'd been brainwashed by their grandparents.
Which is false.
Oh my God.
Yep.
What is wrong with you guys?
The tow truck driver is testifying for the defense. I don't think you're going to find anything fun there. Whether he saw or didn't see damage is kind of irrelevant if he wasn't looking for it. Like, Karen had to show other people, like, look what happened. You know what I mean? Like, so, they have her infotainment system, Eva, and the EDR data from her car. But what they also have, and what they also did, was map her movements from her cell phone. And you will see that later on in the trial, where she didn't go by the Canton Library and where she went presumably past 34 Fairview before she went and got Jen and Kerry. Hence why she knew exactly where he was laying in the mound of snow when no one else saw him, because he was completely covered by snow. Because she had already went past there before she went to to Jen's house. That guy won't be testifying until the defense starts their case, which is after the prosecution rests their case. Why would we go support Lally? I don't need to go to a courthouse to watch a trial and support. Like, what do you mean? I don't even know what that means. Like,
actually, I seriously doubt Michael Proctor is going to plead the fifth, because no way would the prosecution have put him on the witness list if they knew he was not going to be able to testify. They would have hidden him then.
Have transcripts yet? I'm sorry, you guys. I want the transcripts, but I'm not sure that they're ever going to allow us to have those. There was a whole reason why the kids weren't allowed to be on camera, and they weren't supposed to be audioed either. So I know there's some,
because they're minors and they don't have the right to consent. And they currently, they've already been through so much trauma, and their primary custodian has now been harmed, and he's no longer there for them. Come on, there's lots of reasons. And anybody that is messing in that really, you should question them. You should look back, because that's a red flag.
Yeah. Well, the niece didn't say she didn't have access to the ring cam. The nephew said he didn't know. Like, that's not saying she doesn't have access. Also, she made it very clear to Brian Higgins that she did, and she knows where they are. So, and why he didn't make note of the mirrored video, because he probably didn't even realize that it was mirrored. Like, it literally, that's the way they downloaded it and gave it to him onto the drive. And you either have to click or unclick the mirrored image. He's an attorney, not a fucking tech person. You know what I'm saying? So, again, they can keep claiming and screaming about it being mirrored. It changes absolutely nothing that happened in that video. A mirror changes
Everyone who has ever taken a selfie is nefarious and guilty of something if mirroring is proof of a crime.
Right. Exactly. He definitely should have. But again, he's going to wrap everything up in a pretty little bow at the end, because he's not allowed to tell a narrative right now. He's not allowed to. It's unfortunately, that's the way trials work. So the only time he can take everything and wrap it up in a pretty little bow is opening statements and closing statements. So during his closing, that's what you'll hear,
Okay. It's called a fair and open trial. You can completely report what the kids said. Obviously, you can't, because it didn't happen that way. And if that would have been the case, then Court TV and Law and Crime would have brought it out.
They didn't, because they weren't allowed. The judge gave instructions before it happened. They were not allowed to be audioed. They were not allowed to be videoed. It was not allowed to be broadcast for the children. So that was that. That was the end of the story. That was not allowed. Now,
and they were not supposed to report anything until after they were off the stand.
Yep. So we'll get transcripts later on. Yes, we will. And that'll be all right to see it. But as of right now, those were the instructions from the judge for good reason. They're minor children, and she had every legal right to give those instructions because they're minor children. Like, so that's not, you know what I mean? That's not what you can't change what they said because that's what you want to believe. Like, right.
And you can't just listen to part of it and make a decision off of the cherry-picked parts, because that also doesn't apply.
No. Yeah.
Cannot show what video. There shouldn't be any video.
Yeah, there was
it
one
shouldn't exist.
Yep, they did. I don't know why. Like, yeah, that would be great. Everybody can hit the like, but there's 162 of you, and most of you are watching on X. So, I mean, if you do get a chance to get off X and go over to YouTube and like the channel and share it and comment, I would greatly appreciate it. And so, don't know information. I do have one I think I need to read. I saw the phone go off a little while ago, but I've been trying to get through you guys' comments because I don't want to miss anyone. I like to be able to make sure everyone's taken care of. So hold on, let me just check. If you do PayPal, just let me know, because sometimes I don't get like the email right away. So I want to.
Well, you need to put your PayPal on there because all you have is Cash App and Venmo.
Yeah, I usually put it in the chat. I haven't changed it yet, but I'll put it in the chat just because it's my business one. I haven't used it up until now. So you'll see my like business name, not my name. So we have one from Heather for 15. Thank you for your advocacy for John. Listen, it's not advocacy. It's just the right thing to do, right? Like, and John deserves better. And 20 from Salty, Canva, coffee, etc. Thank you, Salty. I appreciate you. Yeah, I just
no, kid, the buffer zone is 100% enforceable because Karen's right to a fair trial takes precedent over anyone's First Amendment right to throw the jury off.
Oh, yeah, they were,
and that's the whole reason they want to be out there.
Yep.
They want to be out there so they can influence the jury, and they can't do that because that screws Karen's constitutional rights, and the judge will not allow that to happen.
And listen, if that were you walking in every day, you would want the buffer zone too.
Yep.
It's
fully legal. Legal and enforceable. It's been done in many trials. There's nothing. Buffer zone isn't magically going to disappear. I'm sorry to tell you. They lost the appeal to that. They tried. It didn't work. Like, do I think? Listen, I think she's walking on thin ice thinking it's going to be the end of June. I think, here's the thing. When the prosecution is done with their case, it will go quickly because the defense isn't going to be putting 60, 70, 80 people on the stand. They're not even going to be putting 20. So, yeah, you'll basically have it go a lot faster once the defense gets to their part and the prosecution rests. Do I think it'll be the last week of June? Maybe, possibly. I think more likely would be July, but you never know. You know what I mean? Like, it's hard to nail down, especially if they keep taking stupid ass days off and doing half days, it's kind of freaking stupid. Like, and no, I'm not going to go to the courthouse and support Lally the way they support Karen, because I can support the prosecution from right here. And I don't support the prosecution. I support the truth, the evidence. So it's not
and
Lally
prosecutors
supporting. It's the family of the people of John's family and these people who have been relentlessly harassed for no reason. Like, so I support evidence. If you can show me evidence that something happened here other than Karen hitting him, then I would love to see it. But there is about zero of that thus far. And especially from what I know of non-public information, there's a lot more to come that shows that absolutely didn't happen. So
prosecutors also generally aren't in it for a YouTube circus, and they really don't like their juries being compromised.
It's kind of freaking stupid. Like, yeah, they did say that. Higgins is going to take the fifth. Oh, do you remember the proffer? Remember the proffer I told you guys didn't exist and wasn't going to happen? Do you guys remember that one? Yeah, I bet you guys do. But you guys have been remembering that I've been telling you for months and months and months, there's no proffer. There's no proffer. FYI, for the people still saying there's a proffer, that would have had to have been disclosed in court to the jury There's no proffer. He didn't plead the fifth. None of that happened, and none of that was going to happen. Like,
oh no, you mean you were right again?
I know, right? Imagine that one. Like, holy shit. She didn't go by the library again, I should say. Right? Like, she didn't go by the library again. That's why there's no 3 minutes that's missing. Right? She went, oh God, I have it in like a map, but she went around a different way. I think back to through Cedar Crests. Wait, what's the other one? Oh, Chapman. So yeah, Cedar Crest is the one with the hill, right? I think she went down the one with the, okay, so I think it was Cedar Crest.
Oh, here comes B. Tim.
In my head. I'm trying to remember. I have to go look at the map that I have. But she didn't go past the library.
B. Tim says, don't worry, the FBI is going to arrest everyone.
I know, right?
They'll give the key to the city to Turtle Boy, and they'll rename Boston Turtle Town.
Dude, I don't know, kid. I don't know. It's like mind blowing to me how people don't understand it. Like, wait, what? I'm sorry.
Barefoot.
What?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Cedar
yeah,
Crest
he did.
Street. Yeah.
But Barefoot, just because you're making absolutely no allowances for the difference in people's experience. You have not seen any evidence that proves to you that she hit him. I have seen enough to not only know that she hit him, but to know almost exactly how she hit him, where he was standing, how he was orientated behind that truck. The only thing I don't know is what he hit his head on, because that's not my area of expertise. Physical damage to a vehicle is. And I know what human bodies do to it because that's part of what I do for a living.
I haven't. Actually, I have. I've heard quite a few things from the defense, quite a few things that ended up being 100% false. I've heard quite a bit from the defense, actually, and almost everything that they have spewed has been absolute nonsense.
And so if I were on the jury, I would know for a fact that the defense is lying and lying about their witnesses and lying about the evidence, which is why I will never be on a jury involving a vehicular homicide.
So, Maestro,
because if a defense attorney lies in front of me, I would know it.
Right. So way back when, the app data for the Burla system, they were waiting for it to be updated for the Lexus system. So they weren't compatible back then. So when they plugged it in, they got nothing. They got binary code, ones and zeros. They did extract it. I think it was December, if I remember correctly. It was December 2nd or 1st that they extracted it. And they found that she tried to key cycle the vehicle to delete the data from the vehicle. And that's why the key cycles will be coming in to evidence. I've been telling you guys about the key cycles for months, that she tried to key cycle it 200 times to delete the data. Now, how would someone know that you can key cycle a car to delete data? Well, I mean, if your brother works at a Lexus dealership, that might be helpful information. Like, you know what I mean? Like, stop it. Like, silly. It's silly. Like,
yes, listen, Barefoot. Thank goodness.
I'm not a court. I get to decide for myself.
A scanner says not scanner, but Barefoot says, thank goodness I will never be on a jury. Because the last thing you want is someone who knows that the defense is lying to the jury.
Right.
Yeah, he shouldn't have any thoughts or ideas about Caitlin's future kids or anybody. Like, how dare he, honestly?
It's creepy. It's creepy. It's sick. The way he talks to her and the things he says is disgusting.
Okay, not only that, okay, but here's the freaking problem, okay? This is the same man that told everyone earlier that a CPU is a tower when it's actually the brain chip in the tower. This is the same man that said that I went to Jen McCabe's Christmas party when I had never spoken to Jen McCabe a day in my fucking life. This is the same man that told people that he's going to tap your phone and take all your data. Like, this is the same man who said, how can they charge Aiden? They can't go back in time. What? So I take, like,
So if I got away with it yesterday, you can't charge me tomorrow.
Can't do it. It's not. You can't go back in time. How do you do that?
Damn, I wish Corrosive were here. He has that perfect voice to be like, yeah, man.
He's going to tap your phone and steal your info, but he can't figure out how to get his information off of his old phone when he
He also
upgraded.
can't figure out how to use an iPad or actually make the camera look at things other than the ground and feet. But, you know, like, did they make him turn it inside out?
Yes, he did have the mellow shirt on inside out.
Oh, good. They made him turn it inside out. Well, here's the thing. He tried to get away with wearing it into court when you know damn well he shouldn't have. They should have thrown his ass out, in my opinion. Like, if you can't follow the rules, bro, get the fuck out. Like, get out of here with that.
Okay,
like,
so what is the ultimate? That is like the ultimate sign of disrespect. You can't.
Oh,
even
yes,
behave
Eva, I
yourself
did
in
see that.
courtroom.
I appreciate you. I'm sorry if I forgot to say it. I think I did at the end of one of my streams or the beginning of the next one. I think I did announce it. But yes, I did see that from the other day. Thank you so much for. Oh, we have one from. Okay, we have one from Nicole. $15 from Nicole. Thank you so much, Nicole. I appreciate you on PayPal. See, that's why I tell you guys, like, tell me if you're going to use PayPal. I mean, I will get it and I will see it eventually, but it does take a minute sometimes if you're going to use.
If you think I'm angry, Barefoot, you have never heard me angry. Ask my friend Voices. She
Yeah.
has. This is not me angry.
We're being nice today, y'all. Neither one of us are angry. I know that we have resting bitch face and we also have resting bitch tone, but we're actually in a really good mood. None of us is getting, neither one of us is riled or anything. We're just having a nice little conversation.
Listen,
but
you'll know when I'm riled.
As a menopausal woman, can we please leave the judge's menopausal conditions out of it? I don't believe that menopause has anything to do with the delay in the trial. You, that just totally thwarted your argument, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think Karen is Yanetti's only client. We know she's not Alan's. I mean, he keeps running off to go babysit baby money bags.
You can say you have seen no evidence, but the rest of the world is seeing quite a bit of evidence. So, I mean, unless you're watching with your eyes closed, I don't know how that's possible.
BC Scanner, just because you refuse to see the evidence doesn't mean the evidence doesn't
exist. Yeah. Sorry to tell you about that. Like, oh yeah, every single human does have a bias. Absolutely. 100%. Like,
and I also have a mood stabilization issue. That's why I don't ever want to
fake
on a jury.
Is it 2007 or something?
A deep fake.
What?
Oh my God.
Deep fake video from Friday did the Commonwealth in. What deep fake?
It's not a deep fake, dude. They're all the actual real people in the video, and nothing changed about mirroring a video.
Seriously.
It's not a deep fake. Do you even know what a deep fake is?
Who wrote that? All right. Stand up, raise your hand. Seriously, stand up and raise your hand if you wrote that.
Tim always is welcome to pop in. He might be busy because he's got the link. He always does. Yeah, I don't know. That's weird. I don't know what the deal is with Tom. I really don't. I don't know what video we're talking about, but like, yeah, I mean, it's a little crazy to me. Like, listen, I have met Tom. And the funny thing is, I like Tom like that. Like, I just really think that Tom is so far up Aiden and Karen's ass that you can spit him out. And I think he's just kind of fanboying, really, in all reality. Like, I think Tom has a good heart. I think he's a good person in there. I just think he's following the wrong people in the wrong path, really, honestly, because the shit that he's been doing lately is blowing my mind. And I'm like, I don't understand what's happening. Like,
what he did this morning was overtly threaten Caitlin, Tristan, their wedding, their entire futures, and their children. He would have
never done that if it wasn't for Aiden and Karen. Like, I'm sorry, but like, I've never seen him behave like that or say things like that. Like the stuff that I've been seeing since like last November-ish is like concerning. Like,
well, think about the timing of that. Aiden used to do all of that stuff, but that's about the same time that he got put on bond.
Correct.
So he can't do that. So Tom's stepping up for it.
Right. Like, it's weird.
Somebody's in. Weird. Yeah, I forgive you, no one. So somebody's in his ear, saying, "Oh, hey, you should do this. You should do that." Don't think that turtle turd isn't calling shots. And
Oh,
like,
he is.
he's going to end up getting like, that's why I view him being dangerous. We've seen what he will do if you go up against him, if you say things against him, if you disagree with him. And then he has the ability to get people. I mean, like, Tom could be risking his freedom by getting involved in this.
Yeah, absolutely. Which is sad because, again, like, you know,
And
I like
nobody's
to
going to
say,
fucking be there for him. These
I
people
have
that are
friends
kicking his ass in chats are not going to be there to put money on his fucking books
No,
and
they're
write
not.
him letters.
And I have friends, like I told you guys, on both sides of this issue. Like, full disclosure here, on this side of the fence, okay, there are people who believe that she's innocent, and there are people that believe they're guilty, right? She's guilty, right? Cool, fine, great. But when there's evidence that's being presented to you and you're using the rose colored glasses of it's a conspiracy and all of like, and you're misrepresenting facts, then I'm going to correct them. That doesn't make me angry that you don't have the info that I have, right? Like, I have more info than anybody here combined, right? Like, I have plenty of information that no one knows about yet that's coming in this trial. And I have some that I've already told you guys about right before it was about to happen. I just get frustrated that a lot of decent human beings, kind, loving, awesome, decent human beings, have been sucked into this conspiracy like I was. But this time, there's actual real evidence for people to look at. And instead of actually looking at it and saying, oh crap, that's real evidence, and this timeline that they have been spewing for so long does not line up, it's not possible. People pick out things to continue the conspiracy. It's mirrored. It's a conspiracy. Mirroring means nothing. It doesn't change what happened in the Sally Port. It doesn't change what people were doing in the Sally Port. It doesn't change a goddamn thing, whether it was mirrored or not. So, like that, or the shoe. They don't even make a shoe with that color sole. So the fact that it's a different shoe, like they're pulling all these little conspiracy things out of their hat and trying to stuff them in this box. And none of those things fit in that box because it's not a conspiracy. Like, there's no conspiracy here. Or, oh, all the witnesses have lied. According to who? According to you? No. A lot of lies were spewed early on in this case. A lot of the defense spewed a lot of bullshit early on in this case and throughout the entire thing. And I just get frustrated when there's been so many things the defense has lied about and they've been caught lying about it over and over and over and over and over and over. And then I get to say, well, the Commonwealth has lied. Where? Show me where. Show me where. I don't want to hear about, names spelt wrong or times that are wrong because they're approximate, okay? And I don't know of one single police report that doesn't have a mistake in it. I don't even know of one. And I've seen a lot of goddamn police reports. I've covered a lot of cases. Like, I've helped a lot of people. Like, so there's never not a mistake. Sometimes they get mixed up what person said what. Sometimes they spell different people's names wrong. Sometimes they say Ashley is Mary and Mary is Ashley. Like, they're doing it by memory. But other than like mistakes of times or whatnot, like, there's no blatant lies here. The Commonwealth isn't blatantly lying about anything. The defense came out and said the FBI can't allow this to go to trial. And the FBI had to come out that night in a very unprecedented move and send a press release out to news stations to say that was never said. That didn't happen.
Careful, Lunchbox. Larry gets really angry when you make fun of people's nose.
Oh, well, like, I see. So it's not that I get angry that people don't have the information I have. I get angry for the people who've been duped into this because I feel like a lot of the things that people have said to other people, attacking these witnesses, calling them names, making fun of them, like, they're going to feel really shitty if you have any human soul at the end of this. They're going to feel really bad. And if I could stop that in some way to let people know, like, you've been misled. You have been lied to. They have been playing games with words and semantics to make you think something that is not true. I can make anything nefarious. Anything. There was an up in arms about Higgins throwing out his trash on the army base. But what wasn't told to you is that's where he always throws his trash out because there's no trash pickup in his town. So it wasn't like he just threw it out in one bag with his phone in it and threw it out there. It's where he always throws his trash before that and after that. Always. So I can take one piece of anything and make it look sus. I can take one text chain and make it look sus if I want. You have to have the context, right? Like context matters. It effing matters. Like, so I don't like to see real life people, real kind, normal everyday people getting sunk into a conspiracy that doesn't exist. Like, well, I mean, apparently him, like, what am I playing? Oh, the Tom video. All right. I gotta find it.
Check back chat.
Oh, is it in the back chat? Oh, where is it? On my
Email.
Email. Ooh, good. I can get it up then. Thank God. Deep fake. You got to know what a deep fake is to say it's a deep fake. Like,
That's what he said.
That's what he said. Oh man, that's what he said.
Estrella, do you typically videotape yourself taking out your trash every week to know where you typically throw away your trash?
I do have Buy Me a Coffee. I think it's on my Twitter. I do have a Buy Me a Coffee account. I think it's on Twitter. If it's not, it should be. But I do still have, PayPal and Cash App and Venmo, and they don't take any at all. Well, PayPal does. They take a little processing fee because it's my business account, but Cash App and Venmo don't. So yeah, well, that's the thing. If you're gonna work in it in 20 years and you don't even know what it is, it's kind of a problem. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, the key cycles. I've been talking about this for a while. I didn't want to let that slip until we were already in trial. So a few weeks ago, I started talking about the key cycles. If you go back and look at some of my older, like since I covered the trial, since the trial started ones, I talked about the key cycles. I've never seen it. That's the thing. Just because you didn't see it doesn't mean it wasn't there. Or just because you didn't see it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Right? Like Ryan Nickel didn't see John doesn't mean he wasn't there. Like nobody else saw him either. And clearly he was on that lawn. So. Oh, I want one now. I want a baby pigeon. I'm going to find Tom's video. Brie, I think she said she sent it to me. So hold on. Lally, don't be mad, sir. Don't be mad. It's funny he calls everybody ugly women. Listen, I've never had a problem getting a man a day in my life. Sorry to tell you.
Hey, Ellie.
Yeah, no, hey, you're allowed to have reasonable doubt. That's fine. I just want people to not have rose-colored glasses about a conspiracy that I can promise you doesn't exist. Like, Well, that's the thing. I think he found a place where he's somewhat not feeling like an outcast anymore. Like,
How about the Claire? How about
Ellie's here?
Listen, I'm dreading that happening at some point. I'm 37, so at some point, like, yeah, I didn't catch what that was he even said because I was like paying more attention to you to sign the thing than him. He loves fishing. That's one thing he does like doing. He enjoys fishing.
Who?
MC, whether you believe it or not, his words are evidence, and the jury is
Correct.
going to decide whether he's telling the truth.
Correct.
No one else.
The words are evidence. I'm sorry to tell you guys, but like I've been telling you guys this for a while. Evidence in a trial, witness testimony is evidence. It is considered evidence, and it is evidence. It's literally that simple. Like, well, he's got a couple mouthpieces right now, like a couple, quite a few. Yeah,
but what is in evidence is he did that.
How'd you know? I do. I store it in my beak. How'd you know? I store it in my gullet too.
Oh, shit gets stuck in my craw all the time, bitch.
Like, dude, come on. If you're literally gonna come here to troll, like, you're wasting.
Do better. We come from a different sector, yo.
Right.
Okay. Early lunch over, so I have to hop down. I will be in
ma'am.
chats. Love you, girls.
Love you. Bye. All right, I'm going to get that video up in 1 second. If the shoe fits. No, not yet. Not yet.
If the shoe fits, you must acquit.
Listen, I'm going to tell you this now. If you came here to troll and run your mouth, you're just going to get booted. It's that simple.
Pull them right back.
You can't have a civil conversation without making remarks about people and making comments like that. You'll just get booted. Like,
I didn't see what the comment was.
it's just Lally running his mouth. Am I banging Lunchbox to get that info? Yeah, no, I don't. Sorry for you.
Who running their mouth?
Lunchbox, Lally.
Who's that?
Troll. What do you mean?
No,
Where's the evidence? Okay.
Isn't Lolly one of the attorneys? Like, I don't believe that it's actually the attorney.
He's the prosecutor. Yeah, he's the prosecutor. Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
So somebody has zero respect,
right,
for their own prosecutorial. Wow, y'all are feral in Boston, yo.
Estrella. See, that's the thing about context, right? There are things they're allowed to ask in a trial, and there are things they're not allowed to ask in a trial. If you had known anything outside of what you see on social media, you'd know that there's no trash collection in that town. And if you get other information, as I do, that's where he throws his trash out. That's where he's always throwing his trash out. And they can go back and look at the videos of years of him driving that way on everybody's ring cams and tossing his trash out, and the ones on the base. And that's where he tosses his trash.
It's not just a one-off. Like,
no, it wasn't a one-off. That's where he literally throws his trash out, even now. Like, and that's the problem. But, you know, like, they're not even watching it. They're just getting information from other people who then, it's like telephone.
Oh, wow.
Telephone.
PC Scanner has zero respect for the process. Cool. For the system and these lying cops. Wow. Oh. Well,
except nobody's lied. That's the problem
today. Can you tell me where the lies are? Do you honestly? No, sorry. I don't have energy for that bullshit today. Next.
Yeah. Most of us, yes, do have channels. Yes. Yes. Yes, exactly. Hi, Ellie.
Ellie.
Let's see.
Oh, son of a bitch. I just glued something on.
Just trying to get.
Feather mucker.
Girl, listen, I'm 38 this year, okay?
Shut up.
You can't see. There's not another chat. This is the only chat. What do you mean you can't see them? They must have blocked you then.
Or they could be on X.
Oh, yeah. No. Oh, yeah. I didn't check. No, I don't think so.
We see all the comments.
We can see them all. I don't think it was there. It might have been, but I don't think so.
Or it could be a Facebook.
Yeah, it might have. Oh, he's in timeout.
Oh, never mind.
Timeout. We're running his mouth. You can't see it. Yeah.
FAFO.
We only troll certain content creators. Oh. Mastroma.
Can we interview
Jen? I actually sent. I know. I sent Kate the new intro. I wanted to see what she thought.
I don't want to.
Why would why would we interview Jen McCabe?
That family needs to be left alone.
Left alone. Yes.
They have had nothing but trauma and harassment from online people. Nobody from social media should be interviewing any of them, in my opinion.
No, they should be left alone.
Leave victims alone.
I didn't put
these are
BC
a private family. They're only thrust into the public eye because they're going through one of the darkest moments in a person's life. And it's put out there, all their shit is put out there for God and everybody forever and ever. Amen.
I didn't put BC in timeout. Lally's lunchbox got put in timeout for talking about people's looks and making rude comments. That's what happens. If you're going to come here and try to attack people, then you're getting booted. Like, it's that simple. You're wasting your finger push-ups. I didn't put BC in timeout. The only person that I put anywhere
Type
is
louder.
Allie's lunchbox, but I have multiple mods. So if they saw something I didn't because I was further up in the comments that was rude or ignorant, like they might have put them in a timeout. I don't know. Right. All right. So let me get this up. Let me see what you guys are talking about with this video. Let me get it up here. I got to get into my.
By now, I could have given you Cialis, and we'd be so much farther down the road with this dog show. Come on now.
All right. Okay. Let's see. We got it right here. Bree's so good. She's so good to me. Thank you, Bree. All right. Now let me get it up on the screen for you guys to see. It's kind of small though. So I'm just gonna warn you now. 1 second. And then I'll check again to make sure I don't have any donos I didn't read yet. Because I want to make sure that I get them all. Yeah, it's not okay, you know? Oh, I don't know. I didn't time you out. So there was only one person I timed out. Sometimes you do it by hey, listen, I'm one of those people that likes to film the police because they do fuck up and some of them are corrupt. Listen, I'm not the biggest fan of cops, but I also have respect for them. I do buy their coffee if they're in line behind me or even in front of me. Sometimes I'll sneak over and tell the lady, like, let me pay for it. But sometimes timeouts do accidentally happen too. So I don't know if you're trying to time out someone that's like above. See, like that just happened. Like I clicked on your comment and then someone else wrote. So it went up. So sometimes if that ever happens to anybody, I said this the other day, but if that ever happens and you get accidentally like blocked and like it's not just a timeout and you accidentally get blocked, because it does happen from time to time, just email me and I'll fix it if it was an accident. Because once I do it, you can't like undo it here. I got to go to YouTube to undo it. And then I have to know your name, like all that stuff. So if that ever happens, like someone just let me know. All right, I'm going to play this. Hold on. Let me get it up on the screen. Share these. So we're share these on the screensies. Come on, thing. What is happening here? Why did it just do that? Okay. That's what she said. That's what she said. Hey, what just happened? Why is it down here now? What in the F and F?
What? We see it on the screen.
Yes, I know, but it's like it went onto a different screen on my thing, like for whatever.
I don't know.
Hold on. All right, ready?
Well, you're driving. I'm just over here in the passenger seat.
Things make me happy.
Roll the window down for me. It's getting hot in the car.
Certain things make him happy.
Caitlin, sweetie, Katie. Ooh, let me. Katie, hey, sweetheart. Katie. If you even mentioned my name in the course of your job,
Why would she care about you?
I can promise you on your wedding day, you will think of me. And from forever then on, if this happens to be true. But if it's not, if it's not true, you'll never see me. But if it is,
Oh,
I can't wait till you have kids.
she doesn't care about you.
Oh, please hurry. Please.
What
I
the
have
hell
That's
are you
fucking
doing?
creepy.
You creepy, crazy person.
It's
What
true,
are you talking about?
Caitlin. I'm praying. I'm praying that it's true. I need a new hobby. Tell Tristan I send my love. My boy, Tristan. Woohoo! Yeah.
That.
Lots to know about Tristan now, isn't it? My
You're
buddy.
not scary, bro.
Tristan, you don't got no
You just said that
skeletons in them
stalking people
closets
is
now,
his
do you,
hobby.
my friend?
Tom,
You didn't have
You have
no
more
biz,
skeletons
nothing
than
like
anybody.
that.
I would shut the
You're
fuck
a
up if I were you.
solid man. Yeah.
What in the actual fuck did I just watch? Like, dude, Tom, stop while you're ahead, dude. Like, you're going to get yourself a nice pair of silver bracelets. I promise you, Caitlin Albert does not give two flying F and Fs about you. nor did she say your name. This is the same information you're getting from people who magically told you I went to a Christmas party that I never attended from people I didn't know. Okay? Use your fucking brain cells. Caitlin Albert does not give a shit about you. She does not care. You're not scary. There's nothing you can do to her or Tristan. All you can do is run your gums on the internet. For someone with enough skeletons in his own closet, I would kind of suggest you learn the art of shutting the fuck up. Like, that is about the creepiest thing I think I've literally ever heard in my life. Sir, you need a day job or a hobby or something, because that right there is the epitome of riding a turtle boy coattail. What he says everybody else does, that's clearly what you're. And hey, when he turns on you again, don't say nobody told you so, right? Because he already wrote one blog about you. So like incoming on the second one, when he gets jealous or upset, okay? Like, maybe stop and watch yourself for a second and go, what have I become? Holy shit, what have I become? People I was friendly with, I ran my mouth about because Turtle Boy said they're bad. Turtle Boy said you were bad too, sir. Remember? Remember that? He said you were bad. Yeah, he also said Jess Machado is bad. And he also said a bunch of other people that actually are normal humans were bad. Like my good friend Kim, who's probably one of the most amazing people on planet Earth. Right? Like, I'm sorry, dude, but like you are so far up Turtle Dick's ass, he can spit you out. Dick Nose doesn't care about you. He will not help you if something happens and you get arrested. He could give 7 fucks less. Okay? He'd throw you right under that bus with his mother and his children to get himself out of anything. I promise you that.
You just threatened victims.
That's witness intimidation, sir.
You just threatened to harass and make stalking their lives your new hobby. The fuck's wrong with you, dude?
What the fuck? Like, what in the fucking fuck did we just watch? Like, I am...
Tom.
I mean, it's further down the rabbit hole this guy goes. Like, and it's like, bro, wake the fuck up. Wake the fuck up. I'm telling you,
these subscribers, this is what happens when somebody
don't get Skittles and put them in your pocket, Tom.
Gaining traction on this platform. They think that they can just go out and do, and that there aren't going to be any consequences. For it. Well, dude, you probably just fucked yourself, because that's out there. I don't care if you delete it. You can't delete our clip of it. We screen record. And that falling into the right hands, given where you're at and where you're sitting,
it always goes to the right hands. Always.
Dude, you could show up at court on Monday. And
right, Mary? Right?
That's dumb.
That's the funny part, Maestro. There's no context to it. He literally thinks that Caitlin Albert said something at her job to someone about him. Like he matters that much for Caitlin Albert to say something about him at the Attorney General's fraud office. Medicare fraud office. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, what the hell, bro? Caitlin Albert does not give 2 fucks about shit. Like, I can't. I wish I could. It's craziness. Yes, Caitlin, yes. What? Like, she doesn't even know you exist. She doesn't care. Like, it's fucking weird. Like, I mean, that's fine. You can do that. You're entitled to that opinion. I mean, I'm not a fan of the police myself. And I'm not a fan of the system. It's broken and it needs to be fixed. Absolutely broken and needs to be fixed. Yeah. I mean, it is what it is, but I appreciate you. Yeah. They can be held accountable. Yeah. There's numerous ways that they can be held accountable. The bar could pull their licenses for out and out lying, and there are ethics they have to follow and decorum they have to follow. And there's definitely times when they've stepped over both of those lines at this point. So I would be surprised if you didn't see some sort of something. It might not, but that's the thing. It might not be a public reprimand. It could just be a private reprimand. Either way, like something will happen. You know, I do. Now I get it. But like, he clearly got way out in left field there. Way worse. Like, I don't know what the F and F happened. Like, yeah, I mean, it's not there. They don't have a good rap. It's that simple. Like back in the day, do you guys remember when they would like get in their cruisers and they would come to the like neighborhood and they would get out and they would know every person in the neighborhood and they would let the kids like, you know, press the siren button or give them a ride around in the car. Like that is when people trusted the police because they knew them, right? Like they knew them, they knew the families, like they weren't just being assholes and pulling people over for a taillight out. If they're in your neighborhood, they know you and they're like, hey, get your taillight fixed before something. Like now they're just zealots and like they never get out of the cruiser. Like never, ever, ever. And so like people like, I don't fucking know you, guy. Like, and here you are being an asshole. Like if you work my neighborhood, you should know who I am. Right. Like, so it's crazy. Like it's like, I'm not saying like no, there are plenty of people who don't respect it because we have issues with the police right now. I'm not doubting that for a second. I have my own biases when it comes to them, but I also respect the fact that they do a very difficult job. My friend's dad was a police officer and he was an amazing police officer. His name was Dennis. He was a Plymouth cop. God rest his soul. He was a great guy. I learned a lot of tips and tricks from him about police officers. But I also learned a lot of the shitty shit that they do and that he just didn't stand for. Like he was that sort of old school kind of cop that if he saw kids drinking, he would just like dump out their beers and tell them to skedaddle. Nowadays they're arresting you. They're suspending kids' licenses before they even ever get them. Like it's insanity. Like it's overkill.
Well,
okay?
I'm afraid that part of that is, I guess I'm not afraid, but from my perspective, part of that comes from the whole defund the police movement.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody wants to be in law enforcement anymore.
No, they don't.
At the start of the pandemic, the BIA, Bureau of Indian Affairs, had 55 in the state of Montana. They had 55 BIA agents. At the end of now they have 7 for the entire state. They went from 55 to 7.
Right.
Nobody wants to be in law enforcement anymore. Nobody wants to be a teacher anymore. We don't need teachers. We have smartphones. You realize they don't teach kids how to write in cursive in school anymore?
No, they don't. Not anymore. Nope. And that pisses me off. See, this kind of comment, this is what we don't like do, right? Like this is a good one of what we don't do, right? Like I don't care how many subs I have or don't have, right? Like that's irrelevant.
I took that as his backup account has more subs than this.
Oh, maybe. I don't know.
Either way,
there's currently the number at the top of my head. You guys can't see it, but it's up here on my screen. It'll tell me how far I've been live and the number on my screen. There's currently 196 people watching right now. That's 196 people, 97 now, that might not have heard some of this stuff before, that might not have known about this case before, that might not know that some of it was misinformation or conspiracy BS. Like there's 197 people that came here today to hang out with us. Some of them from the bushes, obviously, you know, some of them don't know how to comment on X. Most of them are watching 198 from X. There's a couple on YouTube and a couple on Facebook, but the bulk of you guys are on X. So like, I appreciate all 198 of you coming here and hanging out today. Like, I know not a ton of content creators also, like to say how appreciative they are of their viewership, but like I do, because I want you guys to know that you're appreciated. Every single one of you that come here and hang out and have a good time here, like I appreciate you. And I think Voices had a great idea of making a little thank you video of all the donations for people for the week. I think I'm going to do that because that sounds a really great way to thank people every week. The clips are reported. They're reported, but it's up to them what they do with it. It's up to them what they do with it. That's the problem. YouTube sometimes won't stop them. It is what it is. Nothing you can do about that. Like, there's,
I made a pheasant.
Right.
I made a pheasant.
Ooh, pretty. I love it.
That's what I was working on while we were talking.
There are ethics violations because you can't blatantly lie to a court of law. It's an ethics violation. Like, especially in Massachusetts, we have a whole thing of the ethics laws. I'm pretty sure I don't think he lives alone. I think he lives with his sister maybe, and she has kids. I can't remember what it is, but he doesn't live long. You know what I mean?
Listen, Mr. Lika, the wicked pisser,
Where the
like
sauce.
fiddling in diaper. But where's the song? Oh, Christ.
I'm positive someone already has. Yeah, they would, right? They were in the community, you know?
Well, I mean, I come from a small town out west, and we've still got some of the kids whose dads were police in law enforcement, but for the most part, I mean, again, it's such a dangerous career, and children, or it seems the younger generation isn't that into.
I collect Lego minifigures. That's what I collect.
Anymore.
I collect Lego minifigures.
I'm sorry, what?
Brianna, she said salty nerds and geeks collect toys. It's our thing. I collect Lego minifigures. Like, that's what I collect. I want to make sure that's not my sister.
You collect what?
Beeping, and only my sister beeps. Like,
I don't know. Something happened.
What?
We've got a lag now. Maybe it's on my end.
There's a lag? Is there a lag? I don't see a lag. I don't see a lag. Funko Pops. Yeah, a lot of people do those too. Funko Pops. Yes, there are good and bad, just like any profession, you know? Yeah, it is very stalkerish and threatening. It's weird. I am growing little by little, little by little, little by little, you know? YouTube squad, yeah. Whoop, whoop. Yeah, I mean, hey, listen, all the more power to everybody's got their own little thing. I like my little Lego minifigures, especially like Disney or superhero. Like, I like them. I like to try to collect all the ones in a season, you know? Yeah, that's stupid timeouts. Or, I mean, YouTube just like rarely takes action on things, like, you know? All right, have fun. Make sure you hold them accountable. Somebody's got to. Someone's got to. Like, you know, I record them if I see interactions as well. Like, especially if there's something that I hear that triggers me to go, oh, no, nope, not doing it. Like,
oh my gosh, you like Legos? Is that what I heard you just say? I'm sorry.
Lego minifigures. Lego minifigures. I collect Lego minifigures.
So then next time I go into the storyteller, I will take some pictures and I'll text them to you. And you can pick out a set. There's a coffee shop here that they have a whole section of Legos, and they have everything from like Cinderella's castle down to these flower bouquets that you can build. And I mean, you can spend $10 on Legos, or you could spend.
Well, so the ones I like are very, like specific. They come in like single packages, and they're little. This one single guy comes, or girl, or whatever, or figure comes in each pack.
So you only collect the figurines then?
Yeah, they're called Lego minifigures, and those are the ones I collect. There's older ones that I still am missing, but it's hard to find unless you like.
So we have sets. So where I live, it's I'm not that far from Yellowstone, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we have sets that are specifically all of the animals that are in Yellowstone. So the little package builds like a bison or an elk or a deer, an antelope, bear, moose. They're so cute, and they're it's like 30 pieces. Next time I go into the shop, I'll take pictures.
Yeah, do it.
I have
horror.
To pick up a couple.
Salty says collects all things horror. I love horror stuff. So listen, I am like super, like I love that. And Selena says also a horror household over there. That's awesome. I love that. Yeah, the minifigures are like $5 or $4 to $5 a piece. They are a little expensive. I just love them. I love them. So like if anybody
Okay, well,
is like
listen,
one of those people that like comes across them for cheap, let me know because I want them.
$4 or $5 is not bad when I can pay upwards of $2 for one sheet of paper for what I do. So
Yeah.
it's all in perspective, and it's not like that's an easy thing to pick up 4 or 5 and then mail them off at different times of the year. And it makes a friend's day when it just randomly, they open their mailbox and here's,
Love it.
you know, I mean,
It does.
it does.
Stuff like
It just
that. Like I've seen like YouTubers sort of like unbox their like fan mail and stuff. And I'm like,
oh my God.
I get to that point and people know the things that I like and they send little trinkets. Like I can't wait till I get to that point. Cause like that would be like the highlight of my day. Like a whole video of just like, you know, stuff like that. Like everybody knows I like anything pink and sparkly. And everybody knows like I'm a girly girl.
That came from a subscriber. My chair
I love it.
From a subscriber.
So my chair is the exact same chair as you, but mine's pink and white.
The shelves somebody purchased for me.
Oh,
I mean, the subscribers, and I'm not like, I'm monetized and all of that, but I don't, it's not about that for me. It's just not. And I mean, subscribers do amazing things, and then they can also be, you know, they can put you in a rough position where it might be crossing that into toxic parasocial relationship.
Yeah.
So
that's the problem with a lot of the writers, like Stephanie is saying here, like a lot of those people are toxic and mean and just, and yeah, it did change my view of Tom. My view started to change when he started saying things about me that he knew weren't true. Right. And then like, especially like, it was right before he said the stupid Christmas party thing. I saw that Jen McCabe, me and Leah Genduzo apparently went to Jen McCabe's Christmas party. No, we didn't. That's not a thing. Didn't happen. And so he said, oh, I got from good source. Your source sucks because that never happened. And he said something before that. So that was the second time. And I messaged him and I said, Tom, I would appreciate if you wouldn't put lies out there about me, considering that never happened. This is the second or third time now that you have said something about me like that. That's false. Right? He read it and never replied. So right there, like you're just being a coward. Okay. You can't even address the fact that you said something that was not true. Okay. Then you have him doing shit like this. This is the creepiest I've ever seen. I don't know what the F and F is in his brain right now, dude. Okay. But you're not Turtle Boy and you don't want to be Turtle Boy. So please, for the love of God, stop. Like
that's what it looks like, because since November he has amped up, and that's about the time that that Turtle got put on bond or whatever it is, so that he's after his court
went to jail on the 26th, his birthday. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So it seems like since then, Tom has said, oh, well, don't worry. I know you can't be all wild and crazy. I'll be wild and crazy. And so yeah, Turtle's not getting, Turtle's still, I mean, he's doing and saying things, but they're nowhere near the outlandish threats.
No.
That now Tom's doing it. And I'm telling you, Tom, those people that are in your chat and that are throwing money at you.
They're egging you on purpose, bro. None of them are going to help you when you're wearing silver bracelets.
They are not going to be there to put money on your books. They're not going to be there to write letters for you. They are not going to be there to strike up the band when you get out. No. They are not going to support you. And you don't look like the type of man that would do well behind bars.
No.
You just don't.
He would not.
You look like the type of man that would cry.
I think he has a good heart in here. I just think he's clearly following the wrong path with the wrong people. He needs to get the fuck out quick.
If you do hear this, Tom, as somebody who has backed the wrong horse multiple times in my life, many forms and fashions, in all walks and areas of my life, you are one choice away from making it different. So just because you have gone along with it today, you can have the right to wake up and say tomorrow and say, I don't want to do this anymore.
Listen, I got so much shit. I still get shit like, oh, you only changed your mind after Turtle Boy attacked you. First of all, if you go back to my videos, even after he threw a tantrum, I still thought she was innocent. And I still did videos about how I thought she was innocent. It wasn't until I got pneumonia and I got the evidence thrown onto my lap that you guys didn't have. that I was like, oh shit, I was wrong. And because I changed my mind, and because evidence was presented to me that I went, holy shit, this is a problem. And because I'm able to say I was wrong in the beginning, and that's not what's happening, they just say, oh, well, you're flipped. Like, you just flipped because you don't like Aiden. No, I clearly don't like Aiden. He's a pathological liar and a bad person. But that has nothing to do with why I think Karen Reed is guilty, because I thought she was innocent up until I got actual real life evidence and not just words on a paper. So, like,
Listen, by the justice process, she is still innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. A juror isn't allowed to make their opinion of it yet. They're still got lots of information that they're going to be bringing forward. They said the end of next month, they'll get it to jury, the end of July.
Yeah.
So,
end of June, yeah.
Oh, end of June?
End of June, she said, yeah.
Oh, I thought they said somebody yesterday said end of July. God, that would
June.
be so much nicer if they got it end of June.
I know. Does Yellowstone stink?
Yellowstone? No, it doesn't stink. I mean, there are some areas where they have like so it's all geothermal. Some of them smell sulfury. I live where the world's largest mineral hot springs is.
Yeah, you were telling me
and
about
by
that.
volume, it puts out 8.3 million gallons of water a day. And it does, like, you get a whiff of sulfur every now and then when you come into town. You get a big whiff of sulfur, and you're like, "Ooh, it smells like
Demons,
rotten eggs."
demons, sulfur demons.
It is what it is. It smells, kind of like after a match is it's sulfur.
Yeah.
I go and I soak in the mineral hot springs every day. Because
That
of
sounds like so much fun. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh my God.
I love it.
Oh God. And then we go out and we see the baby bison, and I try to
love
avoid
that.
Oh, you should see some of the videos.
I freaking love that. Yeah, they're like $5 each here too. I don't know what 5 quid is. That's obviously your money. They're like $5 here. I don't know what my money is versus your money. That would be interesting to know. Like, how much is our US dollars converted to her Scottish or Irish dollars?
Quid.
Like, because that's what they have. Yeah. So you won't watch Nightmare on Elm? You want to tell me what I won't watch? I will not watch the old school It. I'm afraid of clowns because of it. Somebody thought it was a genius idea, apparently, to allow it to play on the TV when I was like, I want to say I was like 5 or 6 at the time. And so now I will not. I don't do clowns. I will not. And it's because of the one scene when I was a kid that I can remember that traumatized me for life. That's he pops up out of the drain and he has the like metal teeth. Yeah, that's it. That was it for me. Nope. They never did clowns ever again. Like, never did clowns ever again. And also, Resident Evil is one of my favorite movie franchises and games as well. Like, I love Resident Evil. I didn't even think like my intro would remind me of like Resident Evil, but I guess the train sort of does. The train part in the beginning. Like, the music is definitely creepy enough, that's for sure. Like, yeah, I can't watch it. It traumatized me as well. Like, even if you leave the light on, you got to run really fast because it feels like there's something behind you. Yeah, that's true. It's true. I mean, that's the thing. You would definitely get PC. I'm not going to disclose that. Come on, stop it. Like, stop it. Stop it. You guys know better. Stop it.
Well, you see, here's how it happened. There was a sparkly bush one day, and I was walking down the road, and there was this bush, and I saw something glitter on it. And I walked over and I went, what the hell is that? And then I was like, I parted the leaves back. And as I parted those leaves back, I found out there was a whole bunch of paper. And I started looking at it and I collected, and then they were numbered and they were 1, 2, 3. Started collecting them. Before I knew it, I had this whole armload of paper. And so I took it home and I sat down, and then I was like, oh my God, I think I'm really sick. And I couldn't get out of bed. So I sat there and decided to organize the paper. And the papers turned out to be all the evidence from the Karen Reed trial. That's how I got it from the sparkly tree.
What had happened was
They were in a they were in a round bottle rolling up a hill. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
There
You know
was
what I mean?
message in the bottle.
It's a little birdie came and told me, little birdie told me, like, I'm not going to disclose that. Come on, let's get real here. You guys know I'm not going to disclose how I know what and where it came from. Like, stuff.
Okay, so if you took $6.36, you would get £5.
Interesting. So yeah, I mean, the minifigures run between like $4 and $6, depending on where you get them. So yeah, about the same. The toilet is downstairs. That ain't happening. Yeah, I mean, thankfully, my apartment just one floor, so like, I don't have to worry about that. But still, I have like a really short, creepy hallway between the bathroom and my bedroom, and it's like this: like the bathroom's here, the bedroom's here, and then the kids are over, like here. So like my bedroom's straight across the hallway. Theirs is like right next to the bathroom, but like it's still creepy. That hallway is dark and creepy at night. So you just run to the bathroom, back to the bed, back to the bedroom. Like there's a lot of pretrial stuff. See, that's the thing. The pretrial stuff, right, had so many BS things in it from the defense that when you look back on it now, you're like, you can see where they were trying to like work in a narrative to the public and sort of poison the jury pool. And a lot of the things that they had said then, they've changed now. So it's like, that's a problem for me, right? Like, especially when I'm handed a bunch of evidence and I see a bunch of stuff and I get context of a bunch of stuff that I didn't have before that clearly shows like what the F and F happened. Like, and I'm like, oh boy, like I was wrong. I mean, it is what it is. I was freaking wrong. Like it's not that hard to say I was wrong. So when people come at me like, oh, well, you changed your mind and weren't you at the courthouse last year? Like, yeah, I went to 2 court dates last year for Karen. I attended those court dates. I covered those 2 days. And I attended 2 events, and covered those events. And I think one of Aiden's or 2 of it, I can't remember, it was 1 or 2, either way. But when you're there, right, and you get to see all of what's happening, and I will tell you, last year it was more of just people holding signs, like they did like the booing of the family. That was before I went to any of the things. They did that whole like rolling rally before everyone. So like none of those things like was I a part of, nor would I have wanted to be a part of anything like that anyway. Like I'm not going to call witnesses. I'm not going to scream at them. I am not, well, like holding a sign is probably the most you'll get out of me, and like a chant if everybody's chanting about a very like important thing, right? Like screaming at witnesses, calling them names, going to their houses, like no, not my thing. Not my thing. Not
Dude,
gonna
there's a whole nother sector of YouTube that does that shit.
I know, right? Like such a terrible
Where I
person.
come
Who's
from-
like common sense.
Where I come from, we call that tragedy pimping.
Yeah. Oh, somebody tried to call me that once, and I was like, yeah, that's what? Like, what are you talking about? Shut up. Shut your face. Pie hole.
Shut up. We're gonna go put you in the shut up room. Go to the shut up room.
Put him in a bathroom. Jimmy 2 times. He says everything 2 times. Put him in a bathroom. I put him in a bathroom. Like, no, dude, I'm not like, no, it's not a thing. Like, and like they come around with these like long ass stories that Aiden told them about, like, I'm a scammer because the 50-50 didn't go where it was supposed to. It did. And there's proof of it. You can go look. Like, I only ever did 2 50-50s. They each went where they were supposed to go. And I did 1 raffle. And the dispatcher won that raffle and got that basket. So, and she's cleared that up about 77.5 times. It gets, people still spew the lie. Like it's all these lies still come, right? Like when I was raising the money for the raffle, I was very clear, like these raffle tickets and this basket I'm trying to raise money to make it to Florida, to the softball World Series for my husband. Plain and simple. I was very clear about what it was for. That is called people being transparent. Apparently, you can't be transparent. That's bad. What? Like, I'm sorry, what? Like, make that make sense at all. Like, please, for the love of God. So I just have to laugh because it's like, you can make up whatever bullshit stories you want about me, but if you go back in time of every person Aiden has ever attacked, he says the same 5 things. They're a criminal, they're a scammer, they're a grifter, they're riding his coattails, or they're just a bad person and they're crazy. Same 5 things every time. Same 5 things, or he alternates. You're a couple of them, you might not be a couple others. Like, all the same 5 things. Like if he has an old record on you, he's bringing that in. Like, how dare I miss jury duty and not know? God damn it. That's on my record. Back in like 2006 or something, there's a shoplifting by absorption. So somebody's like, you are a stealer, you shoplifted. No, the charge is shoplifting by absorption. You know what that means? That means I wouldn't tell them who borrowed my car, who actually shoplifted. I didn't actually shoplift myself. I just wouldn't tell them who I allowed to borrow my vehicle, because that person then shoplifted, but that person had children and they were going through a hard time and I didn't want them to get in trouble. So I just said, I'm not fucking telling you. Like, hence the charge of shoplifting by absorption, not actual shoplifting. Like, I've never stolen anything a day in my life. Like, what the fuck? I couldn't even steal a candy bar from the store, dude. Like, context matters, people. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I've been sober 16 years. It's no shocker that I have a possession on my record from forever ago. But also, I had my record sealed years ago, and a judge felt the need to seal it years ago because I've been 16 years sober and I have done things in my community to help people recover from addiction and other things just to help my community in general. And they look into that before they decide to seal it or not seal it. They don't seal it right there on the spot. They send you a letter 6 to 8 weeks later, and they go and they check and see what you've done, if you deserve it to be sealed. And they allowed mine to be sealed, right? Like, so, I mean, I went from somebody who sat in a prison cell for a probation violation to somebody who worked in a prison. I think you'd call that turning your life around, no? And I'm sorry, but in no world of mine do people who have turned their lives around, you don't get to use that against them. You just don't. I'm sorry. If they've become better people in life, you don't get to decide that they're bad people because you found a record from forever ago. Like, I'm sorry. Not sorry.
And if they choose to, that's fine. But take your bullshit and go far, far, far away from me.
No, no, that, but you're talking about somebody who's currently charged with like 19 felonies, holding a total of like 180 years. I have never, and that's another thing, I've never been actually convicted of any crimes a day in my life. Everything on my record has been dismissed. I have never been convicted of a felony or a crime, ever. So like, you can call somebody a criminal, but you can't call them a criminal if they've not been convicted of any crimes. A record does not mean they're a criminal. Like, so stop it. Like, we're talking about someone who's right out of his mouth calling everybody else all these things, but the finger never comes back on him. Like, dude, you can't even not cheat on your wife, dude. You can't not lie to multiple women. You can't not lie to all your viewers. You're being charged with 19 felony counts and looking at more time than anyone on planet Earth really right now, 160 or 180 years. Then you have the audacity to think anybody else is bad. I mean, what? The lack of complete and utter like self-reflection here is fucking amazing. I could admit I was an addict back in the day. I could admit that I got sober a very, 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 it feels like a whole lifetime ago, dude. I was 21, I'm 37. Okay. Like, it was a long time ago. I was just a baby back then. Okay. Like, what the hell do you think you have the right to take people's lives that have turned them around, including Lindsay, who has turned her life around, is an amazing mom, an amazing friend, an amazing person in general, like, and try to make her bad so you can hide your dirt and what you did? That's gross, dude. That's gross. Absolutely gross. Like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? We were all young and dumb at one point. Like, thank you, Betty. I appreciate you. I mean, it's for real though. I'm not a person to judge, right? Like, I don't care what you did in your past. I could give a shit less, dude. I care about who you are right now, today. Right now, today. I care about that. I care about if you're a good person right now, today. I don't give a shit. People make mistakes. That's life. Okay. No one, and I mean no one, doesn't have a skeleton in their closet. Does that give anybody the right to drag it out of their closet after they've moved on with their life and try to beat a dead horse and say they're a bad person from 20 years? No, they don't. They don't get to do that. They don't get to do that. But it only has power if you guys let it. It's that simple. It only has power if you allow it to have power. If you allow those trolls to make you feel that way, then like, you're allowing them power. I don't allow them that power because they don't know me. Anybody who knows me personally knows what kind of person I am and is literally laughing at them, like, legitimately. Like, so for me, it's like, you can say whatever you want. You can keep spreading your lies and your false rumors and your bullshit. You can keep emailing every person that I live stream with and with your lies and your bullshit. You can do all of that. But the people who know me know better. So they're just laughing at you. Like, they're just laughing at you. Like, yeah, I mean, yeah, that was a huge mistake by the Reagan administration. It was a joke. The war on drugs is a joke. Like, yeah, that's how did anybody make it without a felony, really? Because now they have to backtrack on all that. Like, now they're giving like pardons for like weed. You know what I'm saying? Like, people who have that on their records. Like, there's always 4 pointing back. But when you can't talk sense into someone who's a narcissist and a sociopath, narcissists don't care. They care about themselves and themselves only in self-preservation. They could give a shit about anybody around them, not their family, not their friends, not their children, nobody, not their significant other, no one. They care about them and them only, and that's it. And Aiden is one of those people. He is a narcissist and a sociopath, and he will do anything, and I mean anything, to hide his own dirt. And if that means pointing the finger at you and calling you names and saying you're a bad person, that's exactly what he's going to do. He had the audacity to say, Elise, you made like $60 at a fundraiser. How dare you? That's disgusting. All while hiding the fact from his audience that he took a $1,500 check from an event that was a fundraiser that he did. But again, he didn't think anybody knew. So as long as it's hidden, he can just point at other people. He gets to tell them when they make money, how they make money, where they make money. And then if nobody knows that he did it in the same way, he's just, nobody knows. So it's cool, right? Like, nobody knows. Like, the man is a hypocrite, okay? The biggest hypocrite. He like tattles on himself so much, it's ridiculous. He has no impulse control whatsoever. And for someone who used to be a teacher, he's not very smart. Like just not. I mean, bro, you need to stop telling on yourself, bro. I'm just saying. Like, you can't keep your lies straight anymore. And that's the problem. He's told so many at this point that he literally tells on himself like on a daily basis because he can't remember the lie that he told last time. See, here's a little tip for you. When you tell the truth, you don't have to worry about that. Isn't that amazing? You don't have to worry about figuring out the lie when you tell the truth. Isn't that freaking awesome? It's pretty awesome, right? Like, pretty freaking awesome. Just saying. You might want to try that sometime, Aiden. I know you probably never will a day in your life, but maybe try it sometime. Maybe try being a decent human for once in your life. Like, maybe you need to like talk to a psychiatrist and a therapist, and like maybe you need to try that, because like something ain't working, bro. Something's broke. You need to fix it, sir. You need to fix it. Like, the amount of crap that has been done to people because of that man disgusts me deep into my stomach and soul. Nobody, and I mean nobody, deserves to be slandered and defamed and harassed, and they don't deserve the prank phone calls and prank texts and emails, like just disgusting letters and emails. And like, I'm sorry, but the list goes on and on and on of the things that these people do. If you're taking the time to do any of that stuff, it's time to look in a mirror and say, what the fuck am I doing? You don't know those people. You've never met them. Even if you've seen them on YouTube, you don't know them. You're assuming based on what someone told you. Common sense would say not to do that, right? Like, also, what does one person have to gain and one person have to lose? He has everything to lose. Everything. When he found out Lindsay was pregnant, his first thing was, well, I'm going to lose all my subscribers. That was the first thing. It wasn't, what are we going to do? How are we going to figure this out? It was, I'm going to lose all my subscribers. That's all he cared about. That's all he cared about. That and his wife finding out. He didn't care about anybody else. He didn't care about anything else. He knows that he has to keep all the things that he's done hidden in this case, because if he doesn't and people find out, he loses it all. Crazy to me. Like, yes, I will definitely send it to you after I get off here. I'll, sign out and find it and do all that happy stuff. Yes, that's a good word. Well, see, that's didn't he cry one time, like really whine and bitch and whine because he showed up at a lacrosse game for like the McCabe's kids, and like then there he is whining and crying because somebody suggested something about his daughter's like cheerleading practice or something. Like, hey, buddy, if you think it's okay to do it to them, why would you think they don't think it's okay to do it to you? He called the cops in JLR when JLR went to his mother's house. He was on a public street, mind you. JLR was on a public street. Sir, how many people's houses have you been to? with bullhorns and with a rolling rally, but it's not okay when it's done to you. Bro, you argue against your own argument every time, and it's not a good look. I'm just saying. Even my 6-year-old, if she was here now, she would tell you what I tell her about treating people. You treat people the way you want to be treated. Even my 6-year-old knows that. And you don't? At what point at 42 years old is it time to grow the fuck up? Be a man. Stop acting like a child. Stop being a jealous freak that has to flip out and call the Rocco's names and accuse them of shit because you're mad. Like, fight fire with fire, right? Like, I'm not saying like I agree with the stuff that he does either, but like, fight fire with fire, bro. Like, it's, I mean, you didn't like it. My best part of that was he was calling JLR prison boy, right? Do you guys remember that? Do you remember that clip? Boys, I don't know if you saw that clip, but like,
Yeah.
the clip of him, and he's calling JLR prison boy as he
Right.
just got out of jail himself.
Right.
What?
I mean, the irony was not lost on me.
Right? Like, bro, what? Like, what? I know, right? Fact. Listen, if I had it, I totally would too, because at this point, that's fight fire with fire. Like, if you don't like it, maybe you didn't like the way it made you feel then. Like, you're calling someone prison boy when you just got out of jail, bud. The lack of self-awareness is amazing. Like, and also the man tells on himself so much, and then even in a way where he like projects, like he will accuse everybody of doing the stuff he currently does. That's the thing that gets me. I've never seen anything like it. I literally feel like his brain needs to be studied, and like a class needs to be taught on how this can happen. How can one person project so much onto other people? I've never seen anything like it. I literally have never seen anything like it. Like, I'm like, what's wrong up there? Like, there's something ain't right. Something's crossed up there. Like, that's clear. Like, your mommy issues, daddy issues. I don't know. Something. I suggest therapy, sir. I have it for my CPTSD, my PTSD. I have complex post-traumatic stress from being abused as a kid and a young adult. And yeah, I still do therapy to this day. It's actually very helpful. What? What do you,
Hey, I'm gonna have to go. I have to go pick up a dog for the weekend.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I have another guest dog. It is
Go for
summertime and people are traveling, so
I shall
I
be
decided that I upped my sitting service fee, rates by, I bumped them by like 25, and people are willing to pay that other 25 to have their dog picked up and dropped back off.
Do it, girl. Make that money.
And so I gotta
You
actually
do it.
So I'll end up with 3 because 2 more will be dropped off tonight.
Oh, hey.
Oh, so listen to this shit. We have a reservoir, like a big body of water.
Yep.
South of us. And a little farther south from them is a town, a little itty bitty town where their sewer system dumps into the Popoji River. And a disgruntled employee. Well, yeah, it's the wastewater, so it's already it's not raw sewer. We're not talking like turds floating in the river, but it's the wastewater, and they're allowed because of it's like black water. It's more like gray water.
Gray water,
yeah, because it's been clean. It just hasn't run through the chlorination filtration process. So they're allowed to dump X number of gallons in every month, right? So last week, said person got angry and opened the shit flow valve, and every month they're allowed to dump. I think it's like a ridiculous amount. It's like 158 million gallons that they're allowed to dump in, or 186.
That's a lot.
I'm sorry, 186 million is what they're allowed, or 100, maybe it's 186,000. Whatever. I don't know if it's millions or thousands. All right. So I know, I know it's like 100,000, right? Okay. So,
wow.
It dumped into the river. That river dumps into the marina, and now they're testing a beach at the marina for E. coli.
What?
Yep. So, and that reservoir, again, I live where the rivers flow from south to north. right?
Man.
So this reservoir dumps into all the tributaries north.
Oh no. Oh
So,
no.
so one man, and again, it was still well within the legal limits. Like the EPA and the DEQ had to be called. So you see all these people that had their boats out at the marina at Boyson, and you see them like it's been nothing but a parade of boats for the last day and a half because everybody's pulled their boats and now they're taking them out to the reservoir. Oh, they're taking them out to Sunshine because we've got an upper and lower reservoir there, and nobody wants to be at Boyson because they're like E. coli beach. Like, oh my God, I cannot even tell you the shit soup that we got going on here.
Oh man.
Anyway,
that's bad. That's pretty bad. Like shit storm.
And all of the cities north from here, then their water comes out of those rivers, that same river. And so then it gets run through. So they're gonna have to do like double the filtration, all because one man, like
one guy got mad.
He got mad. He was the turtle boy of the sewer plants.
Oh yay. Turtle sewer turtle.
I don't think that it wasn't lost on me that teenage
sewer turtle.
Hashtag. Oh my God. Anyway, all right. Well, I'm off to go get my dogs.
Bye, dear. I shall be here. Thank you for joining me.
I shall see you next Monday.
Yes. Absolutely.
Right. Bye.
Bye. Yeah, no, I smoke about a half a pack a day now. I'm doing pretty good. I'm trying to quit. Not 2 packs, half a pack, about 5 to 7 single cigarettes. It's 20 that come in a pack. So yeah, you're stuck with us, Salty. Sorry. You're stuck with us. You're absolutely stuck with us. My leg was itchy. This would be a good time to give one of these. We got one of these. Somebody is editing this for me to say sidebar chat for court because it's for super chats, but obviously we don't have super chats here. So like it's for sidebar. We're having it edited to say sidebar chats. Pretty funny still anyway. I think we got a super chat. Still not funny. It's still hilarious. Thank you, Stephanie. Thank you. I'm glad that some people came to get a different perspective because there's a lot of new people sort of joining to get information on this case, and they're getting a lot of the misinformation. They're getting shit out of context. They're getting the flips. Their semantics. People are playing semantics with words, like playing word playing games. Like, oh, well, Allie McCabe said that they weren't there when he was there. See, she said he was in the house. Nope. There, as in outside, as in not disputed that Karen and John pulled up outside the house. They were there. Like, absolutely there. Hi, Tom. Oh, what did you just see? That was a Chrissy Mello and Erica something and somebody else doing the apparent funsies at the trial. That's what you just saw. Same Chrissy Mello that tried to get froggy with me next to a bathroom in a courthouse and thought that, like, I don't know what she thought. She thought like something wasn't gonna happen. Like, listen, if you come over to start shit with me, know that I'm gonna end it. Just know that. I don't care if it's a courthouse. I don't care if it's prison. I don't care where we are. Like, don't get my face and run your mouth and think nothing's gonna happen. Just use your logic, please. Like, it's not a thing. I won't take disrespect like that. Absolutely not. Can't unsee it now. Sorry. You can't unsee it. It's so funny. You can't unsee it. You're going to see it again. I think we got a super chat. You can't unsee it. You can never get that 12 seconds back of your life. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. If shit goes tits up, that's what's gonna have to happen, right? Like, that's what's gonna. So we are gonna do. Salty's gonna help me, guys, and I'm gonna get the Discord running because I do. I do have a Discord that I made for the channel. I just really haven't used it. I forgot all about it until Salty here actually mentioned it. And I was like, oh shit, I did make one at some point. So I got to like dig in my email and find out like where it is, but I'm going to find it. And he's going to help me and I'm going to get it up. Well, what you walked in on was something that sort of kind of maybe looked like this. I think we got a super chat. I think we got a super chat. Oh man, I literally can't. I literally can't. Ellen, I hope your knee is okay, honey. I hope it's okay. Welcome, welcome. Yes, the like button always helps. Like, share the content, all that stuff helps. Most of you are watching on X. I appreciate you, but come on over to YouTube sometimes because the views don't count on. They count for X, but they don't count for YouTube. So like, come over to YouTube and like, even if you're hiding in the bushes and you don't want to like, you know, you don't want to type in chat, you don't have to. You can still watch us from the bushes over here on YouTube. That definitely helps. I mean, it's very plausible, Salty, that that's a thing that's still happening. Like, it's very freaking plausible. We are a little channel. You guys know the scroller at the bottom of the screen shows you how to donate. I read them. If you don't want me to read them, you can still donate, and I won't read it. All you have to do is put in the tagline ANON or AN or A, so I know it's anonymous. I'll just read it as anonymous. But I appreciate you guys because I'm a small channel and I have to pay for things. You got to pay for the streaming thing first, StreamYard. I have to pay for Canva. Like I have other expenses that come with streaming, like, FOIA requests that you got to pay for, you know what I mean? Like it's not free. So I got to cover those before I even make a penny. So we appreciate you. If you can't, liking, sharing, all that stuff, that helps. We're a small channel and we're still trying to grow. And I can only do that with you guys' help. So I should put a trigger warning. That would be a good trigger warning. Maybe now that I know how to use Canva and make videos, right? Because you guys saw the intro, which to be fair, my intro is also going to be played as my outro right now because I have to make an outro. So even though it says like, welcome to the stream at the very end, I'm going to have to make one that like, says like goodbye or doesn't say anything, but I'm going to have to make an outro. But for now, I'm going to use my intro as my outro. Just know that. So like if you see it at the end, it's actually not the beginning, it's the end. But maybe I should put a trigger warning on it. Maybe when it's redone, because somebody's redoing it for me to say, we have a sidebar chat, changing the voice. So like maybe when we get that done, we can add a trigger warning. Because I think people might need a trigger warning on that. Like we're not showers. Oh, does it really? I didn't know that. Good to know. Sidebar chat. Yeah, it's getting edited to say sidebar chat because there's so many damn sidebars in the trial that it's like, God damn, it's another sidebar. So I've just been playing it when we have a sidebar in court. But I have a friend that really loves it because it's hilarious. And for her sake, I play it because it's still hilarious. I find it funny, but she loves it. So I promised her that I would play it because it's funny. Like, but I don't like, I'm sorry, but if you're going to sit there and make fun of people 24/7, yell at them, call them names, do all that fun stuff. Like if you're going to do all that, then at least don't get mad when it happens to you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I think we have a donation that I'm going to read. Also, if you guys need, I know some of you are over the pond, and I appreciate all y'all from over the pond. Share with your friends, you know what I'm saying? Like maybe they'll like hanging out, chatting, talking a little bit about case stuff, bullshitting a little. That's what we do here. We follow some cases. Right now, it's very much the Karen retrial because it's in full swing. There'll be other cases. I have some cold cases. I have some missing person cases that are near and dear to my heart. We'll be doing soon, and some other sort of weird, strange cases. But we also bullshit. You know what I'm saying? We bullshit over here. We have a little fun. We laugh a little. Like we have a good time. We have We have guests. Sometimes we don't have guests. Like, I am hopefully getting a person that, I should say, uses Celebrite in his work daily. And I'm trying to work out a time where we can have him on to sort of explain things. So I'm going to read this one. And if you do need the PayPal, let us know. We can put it in the chat. I have to fix it. So it's on the banner too. I have not used this PayPal since I started using it with you guys. Like, I don't know, maybe a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. So I don't usually use it. I forgot it even existed. It was my business one during COVID, and COVID pretty much like shut down my business. Thank you, COVID. So I realized, oh wait, I have a business one I can use. Holy crap. I mean, it does take like it's like $1 or $2, whatever it is. Like, and if it's overseas, they take more, but whatever. They take a fee because it's a business account, but I forgot I had it until the other day. And I was like, oh crap, I have that. And so it's helpful because I guess people over the pond don't have Venmo or Cash App. They have PayPal. So, okay. So this one says, let's see. It's from Cynthia. Thank you, Cynthia. It's $75. Thank you, Cynthia. And she says, keep fighting the good fight. You rock. Love from Seattle via Boston. Karen Reed, guilty as fuck. Love you, Cynthia. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I appreciate every one of you. I'm going to make sure there's no other ones because sometimes Venmo likes to do its thing where it like doesn't give me a damn update and I have to actually look to see it. Nope. Okay. I'll just refresh it. Nope. I got the other ones. Let me just make sure Cash App didn't do the same thing. I think I need to update the apps because for some reason I have to actually go into them sometimes to see them. Sometimes not. Sometimes I do. Oh, and let me check email. Email for PayPal because I don't get those push notifications for that. It's just email. So let me just make sure. Okay, I think we're good. I think we've read them all thus far. Yes, we have. Okay, cool. Awesome. Oh, there's an odd one. Serial twin pregnancy figure. Interesting. Do you know the name of that one by any chance? You want to know who looks constipated all the time? And I'm sorry, I don't mean to be mean, but Melanie Little, she does this face where she gets so mad and she's like, I'll give you 5 seconds to take that shit off Twitter. 5 seconds. As a matter of fact, we're going to play something. Let me see if I can find it. Because this is probably the best one that Boundless, like, I died. I literally died watching it. 5 seconds to get it off Twitter. 5 seconds. Like, no, bro, that's not a thing. Like, nobody's doing that. I don't know what world you live in. No one's taking it off of Twitter. Yeah, we will be doing Kohlberger too. Because I've been following that one for quite some time. Okay. I'm going to find this because it's funny. It's really freaking funny. Let's see. Down a little, down a little. Oh boy, is this it? I think I found it. Hold on. Boundless, my dude, you are funny. I tell him all the time, like, dude, you're so funny. Like, you kill me every time. Like, so if you guys haven't followed him, like, he's on TikTok. It's, dude, I have allergies and like my throat. It's Boundless Millennial on TikTok. Hilarious. He covers the trial too, but like his videos are not only informative but funny. And I'm like, dude, you kill me. You crack me up, dude. Like, oh, don't you wait, Jennifer. Those will be raining down like hellfire when this is over. So if somehow, some way they thought they were going to get out of it, not having these civil suits, I'm here to tell you that's not happening, and that they, not just they will be, they are coming. They are. The tonsil twins. Interesting. I'll have to check that out. Okay. Let me get this on the screen because it's funny. Okay. It's funny. I can't. I literally can't even. Let me get the comment off the screen because it's like covering my face, but let me get this up first. He's so funny. Last time I talked to him, I was like, dude, dead. I'm dead. That video has me. I'm dead. I'm so dead. Like, I love his videos. I love them. I love him. He's freaking awesome. All right. Let's see. Where are you? You were up here somewhere. Oh, Melanie Nevercracker Karen. I know there's 2 on her, but let's check. Hold on. Yeah, this is the second one about her. So there's one before this that like. Oh, come on. Why doesn't it let me? All right, well, I'll go to the very end of it and then I'll let it play. Here's the. Trying to get it up. Ready? This is the end of it, so it'll replay. But
I just realized Melanie Little is Nebuchadnezzar.
Thumbs up, straddling the fence.
look at her face, dude. She's a serial
And
killer.
this
Killed Captain Crunch and the
is
Tricks
what the
Mom.
adults in Canton do for fun.
January 28th text where you were threatening to fuck up his lawn.
For fun, remember, because they think it's funny.
It is funny.
What is Nebuchadnezzar? Yes. Like the character?
To get that shit off of Twitter, like now. Like now.
Look at her.
He thought it was
Like
hilarious.
nobody's
We actually
taking it off
showed
Twitter. You said it, lady.
him and other people that photo too. Thought it was funny.
Oh, you thought it was funny because you like to mock people. Because you and your wife like to mock people by
So do
jumping
you.
on their fence and straddling it, putting the thumbs up, and sending pictures to people. And everyone thought it was hilarious.
It was hilarious.
And he's even laughing. This is
Even John thought it was
disgusting.
funny. Oh, lady.
I think she just wants to exonerate Karen Reed so she can hang out with her and they can murder people together.
I mean, his videos are gold, but like that whole, I'll take you 5 minutes to get that off Twitter. Like nobody's doing that, bro. Nobody's taking it off Twitter. You said it and it was a lie. So yeah, people are gonna call you out on it. I mean, it's not rocket science here. Like up. Hold on. We got another one. Hold on. We got another one. I found the other one on her. Yeah, she hated that idea that like they took, and Chris and his wife took a picture of literally like them on John's, like just against his fence, like from his ring cam. And they were like this, like with their drinks, like, oh my God, not that. Like apparently she has no friends and doesn't know what a joke is. You're like mocking people. They thought it was so funny. It was funny. It was a joke between friends, lady. Like it wasn't the guy next door they hated. Like, what are you talking about, dude? Like, oh, this is the one where the guy, like, the guest that she has on literally tells her, like, no, what you think is not an actual real thing, lady. Like,
what did the autopsy say about the marks on his arm?
Clearly lacerations, not abrasions.
Would you describe the injuries to Officer O'Keefe's right forearm as lacerations or abrasions?
Those are abrasions.
Those are
I would-
abrasions?
Yeah, I would call those abrasions.
We know who did it, Steve. We know.
If I enlarge that, it kind of looks like a paw print bruise to me. I mean, tell me if I'm crazy. And I don't know if it's possible to bruise post-mortem.
No, it's not.
Did you Google how long to die in cold, Jen?
Or does it look more like claw marks and bite marks from an animal?
Can a human body shatter a taillight? That's the theory.
Sure, given if the vehicle is traveling at the necessary velocity in order to facilitate that.
Does it look like something you would commonly see if somebody was in an altercation where they were punching someone?
The hands?
Yeah.
Not generally
defensive
on
wounds?
the back.
nope.
What did the autopsy say about the marks on his arm?
Freaking gold, bro. Like, he just shows like the complete and utter, no, I'm not signed in, hypocrisy, right? Like the absolute hypocrisy of the shit they're saying versus the real life truth, right? Like she got all mad because the guy told her no, and people put it on Twitter and she got upset about it. Like, you got 5 minutes to take that off Twitter. Like, you know, people are pointing and laughing at you because you said it like that, right? Like, nobody's taking anything off Twitter. You were wrong. Just say you were wrong. It's really not that, you know, it's not that, it's really not that serious. Like, it happened. Like, oh, here's a good one. Did they just do this one? Did they serve Tito's in Framingham? I can't. this is a good one too. I don't know if you guys saw this one. This is what was the one from the other day.
I remember, all right, backing up and hitting something.
And then it was piece E from item 3-3 from the bumper of the defendant's vehicle that was found to be consistent with clear glass that was found on the ground at 34 Fairview Road, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Section of that tail light that was missing completely, correct?
Correct.
Which state trooper was it that delivered that?
Okay.
Do you know? Sorry, that's an odd question. I don't know if you. So it wouldn't be delivered as like debris. It would be delivered as the individual piece of clothing, which then got assigned 7-18, I believe.
Wants to come on here. None. Zero sense of humor.
You also have to believe that being struck by a car can cause you to lose your belt.
I remember.
Oh,
all right.
The belt that's not missing, lady. Interesting. The experts have arrived. I love this. It's hilarious. They're experts. We are. Oh man, like it's just so ridiculous to me. Like the taillight, like for me, it's like I love that he puts into perspective the stuff that like people just lie about. It's just insane to me. Like,
what about the dog bites on John O'Keefe's arm? Clearly, those are dog bites. Are y'all doing okay? Because yesterday we just found out that they were finding taillight fragments before her car was even in the Sally port. So, not really a chance for anyone to have planted anything at the scene of the crime. They were finding pieces of taillight at the scene of the crime before her car was even back in the Sally port. So how do we explain that?
So if it was an encasement for a light of some sort, I remember looking at it and the piece was sort of sticking out and I thought someone's going to catch their sleeve on that or something.
Bigfoot theory.
Does that concern you at all? Where was the shoe?
I don't know.
The Canton police searched it. They took his body out of there, and he's wearing one shoe.
The other one's
Where's
gone.
the other shoe?
In
Did
evidence.
you see anything in the console? Is this what the console looks like? Because Karen took a
And
short
it
break from
does.
calling people hysterically to turn off her phone and go look at the body.
No, I'm a star! Please, I'm a star!
What about
I just can't. He kills me every time with these. Oh, I love him. I freaking love him. He's so funny. I'm like, dude, you kill me with these. You know that, right? Like, but yeah, if you do, the light actually does match up with some of the scratches on his arm. And like, it's kind of crazy. Like, no, she's definitely not funny, but she always looks so angry, right? Like, I'll give you 5 seconds to get that shit off Twitter. 5 seconds. It's like Turtle Boy does. Like, I'll write a blog about you. I'm so angry. Be afraid of me. I'll write a blog about you. I'll post lies about you. So scary, bro. Oh no. Don't put lies in a blog. Don't do that. The fuck? Like, no. They didn't read the documents. It's that simple. Like, literally didn't read the fucking documents. Like, it's not. Like, there's a literal map to where the shoe is in the documents that you could see last November, December, October, somewhere around there. Like, there's a map where they found the shoe. And just as of 3 months ago, these people are the shoe, the belt, the hat, the shoe, the belt, the hat, the belt, the shoe. I can make a whole song out of that. The hat, the belt, the shoe, the belt, the hat. Like, what the, bro? They're not missing. They were not missing. I've been saying this for I don't even know how long now. Like, they're not missing. Sorry, not sorry. They're not freaking missing. Like, it's not a freaking thing, dude. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, so ridiculous to me. Like, They must. I know Heels has to be smiling because I am. Like, because I am. So, I mean, I'm hoping that she is, because I can't help myself but laugh right now. It's just a little crazy. Like, I have a donation I'm going to read from a Cash App that I just got. I have a $25 from Anonymous. Thank you, Anonymous. I appreciate you. I'm trying to heart it. Why won't it do it? Thank you. Yeah, as long as you guys write Anonymous, then I'll know you don't want to read out loud. Like who it is, you know. Some people would rather not be harassed, by the mob. And that's totally okay with me. But also let us know if you need the, because I know, like I said, a lot of you guys are over the pond. So if you need the, why is my brain not working today? Need the PayPal. We can put it in the chat. Just let us know. Yes, go ahead. Go for it. Yeah, the shoes must match the belt. Like, these people don't even realize that the shoe they're talking about, that's a different sole, isn't even made in that color. The sole that they're talking about it's not even made in that color. Now, 10 seconds, 5 minutes, 10 minutes of research would have shown you that, people. It's not hard, right? Like, it's really not hard. Like, I don't know. Like, there's a lot of like threats and blackmail and coercion happening of people where it's, well, you're going to do this, this, and this, or I'm going to write a blog about you. And let's just make something very clear that Aiden did threaten the Roccos. And when they decided they weren't going to take his threats anymore, because it's been going on for quite some time, that is when they decided to say something about it. Now, when they said something about it, what was the immediate thing that happened? Well, immediately he ran his mouth, tried to flip it around and say, well, that's not what I said. And that's not what happened. And that's not the context it was in. It's happened a million times before to a million different people, and all their stories will match up. And these are people who don't even know each other. Okay. So that's his MO. He does it all the time. It's a pattern of behavior with him. Threaten. First, it's the nice. It's try to be nice to you and see if you have a problem with him, try to work it out. But if you're not having that, he's not feeling that, then he moves on to the threats, right? The threats are the thing that happen after that. Then it's the threats. Then it's I'm going to write a blog about you. Then it's, do you know who I am? Then it's, all the same things he says to everyone that I've seen thus far, which is, I'm going to write a blog about you. Do you know who I am? Yeah, you're Sewer Turtle. We know who you are, Sewer Turtle. Like, we do. Like, and do you know who I am? I can ruin your life. Well, I mean, you've already ruined other people's lives. What's the consolation if you do it to anybody else at this point? You've also ruined your own, sir. Just saying. So the whole pounding of the chest and the be afraid of me, I'm turtle like me, I'm so scary, What? Like, what? Absolutely. Thank you, Cynthia. I appreciate you. Thank you for the dono again. I think they have thrown spaghetti. I think they're throwing chicken palms, spaghetti, ketchup, whatever they could find at this point. Like, they're just throwing, even the kitchen sink they've thrown at the wall at this point. It's just not working. Like, Sewer Turtle. I'm Sewer Turtle. Be afraid. Like, that's what we're dealing with. We're dealing with someone whose head has grown to the size of China and thinks that they have this untouchable ego, that nothing can happen to them. They're untouchable. They could just keep using the mob and using these people to attack. I just want to tell you guys that literally in private, he gloats about how easy it is to manipulate his audience into doing what he wants them to do. He also admits that he could tell them at any time to stop and that he chooses not to because he finds it funny. What? You find it funny to lie about people, to hide your own dirt? Or because you're that jealous? Because with the Roccos, what it really was jealous. Like, that's all it was. It was literally just jealousy. Nick was on TV, on the radio, and Aiden couldn't handle that wasn't him. Problem with that is that Aiden ruined his own time on Court TV. He ruined his own time on that kind of stuff. They don't want you because of your behavior and yours only. Like, yours only. No one else's but yours. Like, It's not the Rocco's fault that they don't want you. Court TV doesn't want you. It's your own fault, sir. It's your own fault. Gee, I wonder why. Aiden, I wonder why. Like, it's common sense. Yeah, I'm going to ruin your life. Yeah, I've already been married once. Me too. Feel that. Like, I've been married. I've actually been married twice. My first husband has passed away. I love I at least can say that I love my husband very much. He is my world along with my children, and I am lucky to have an amazing partner. So not everybody's that lucky. I'm just lucky. He's lucky too. And he knows it. I do. Ooh, me. I do. I got distracted. I was going to answer this earlier, and then somehow I got distracted. I do. Me. I do. Me. So yeah. This one time at band camp, so she tried to run over one of our exes with a car. That happened. And then there was one time she pulled a knife. So that happened too. But these poor guys don't want to get involved because they just don't want to deal with this bullshit. I don't blame them. But yeah, I do. Yep. She's crazy. Like, yep. Oh, he's got bad karma times 30, bro. Like, all the years that he's been lying about people and like trying to torture people, like, it's coming back hardcore now. And you know what? Nobody's fault was his own. Like, if you want to continue to lie to people to hide your own dirt and cover your own ass, it's not going to work. Like, I don't know of any current relationship. I mean, I'm sure she has one on the DL, but who knows? I wouldn't take her home at last call, right? Yeah, believe me, I didn't marry one, but I do know I was with a narcissist, so I know how it works. Yeah, one time at band camp, right? Like, one time at band camp. Like, I have no idea about a current relationship. I don't have that tea. I got lots of tea, but that's not one of them. Like, it would, but those people aren't willing to come forward publicly. They're not willing to tell those stories publicly. I can't blame them, dude. Can you? And some of it might not have been let in anyway. You know, past stuff might not be let in anyway. It just poisons the jury pool. So they might not have let it in anyway. But those people didn't want to get involved. And I don't blame them. I can't blame them. You know, like, this is a hefty toll for anyone. Like, I've dealt with that toll. I have dealt with that toll. So I know exactly what it does, you know? So yeah, right. Don't get Karen readed. Karen read. I said to my husband the other day when he was walking behind my friend's car to get in, and I said to the driver, who was a friend of mine, I said, "Don't Karen read him, please. I would like him home. Don't Karen read him. Like, don't get Karen readed, bro." Like, so I've heard that. I've also heard the reason Tom Beatty. I mean, here's the thing. The dude is on the defense list, and the dude is on the defense list because, like, he can't come to terms with the fact that, and I hate to say this about a kid at the time, but the kid, okay, how do you say this gently about his kid? How do I say this gently? Because I don't, I think she's an adult now, but still, over 18, but still. The kid had some, call them mommy issues, daddy issues, like whatever you want to call them, and she was looking for love in all the wrong places. And I don't think he could come to grips and terms with that because that sort of got revealed in this whole thing by accident. And so he got mad about that. And so then he started talking to Karen. So, I mean, yes, he befriended Karen in a way. I don't know about a relationship or if they're just friends or what, but that's as far as I'm willing to go with that because I don't think kids should be dragged into anything, but also at the same time, it's context. So, I mean, listen, guy, come to terms with the fact that your kid was probably doing stuff that she shouldn't be doing at that age. Okay. Like, who knows? LTL, you want to add to that list? Like, who freaking knows? Some of these people, Karen only, even looks at outside of court because she needs them to keep talking. Do you think half of these people she would ever give the time of day to? Probably not. Like, yeah, simps do be simping. They do. There are a lot of like turtle simps that I see hardcore and I'm like, bro, like if you're that brainwashed, like then you have to admit that it's a cult, right? Like, I mean, I'm sorry, but like Jim Jones and David Koresh, like they're cults. Their believers believed everything they said. Is that not what we're looking at here? Even no matter how many lies come out, no matter how many, right? He'll just act like he didn't say them, like he did the other day with the whole like, well, wasn't there Sally Port video missing? The one Beat Him played last night for us. Wasn't it the Sally Port video that was missing? Like, didn't they say that? Like, no, you said that, sir. You said that. You said that. You said that, and it was untrue. And once again, he'll just act like he doesn't know where it came. Like, oh, isn't that what they said? Am I not losing my mind, right? Like, take responsibility, dude. Like, I don't know. Maybe. Could have been. Possibly. I'm not sure. Could be relevant information. I don't know. I did not hear that, so I'm not sure. Yeah, so that's the problem is most of the time they don't let that kind of stuff in because it just prejudices the jury. So, like, I don't think it would have been let in anyway, unfortunately. That's true. Adelson did get one. Like, yeah, they're all below her. Absolutely. Which is why she thinks that the turtle's disgusting. She will never, ever, ever speak to him in real life on a friendship level ever again. She'll appease him right now so that he doesn't flip on her, but that's about it. And even now, there's like no contact. Don't drink the Kool-Aid. Also, don't dip your dick in red Kool-Aid. And if you do, and your name is Turtle Boy, you should probably get that checked out because it doesn't look healthy. Like, World Star. That almost happened. That almost happened in the courtroom with me. Courthouse with me. Yep, you almost saw me on World Star. I was like 3 millimeters from a face. So like, World Star would have happened if it was not for Laura and Julie. All of a sudden, I felt my body being pulled backwards, and I was like, "What is happening?" Yeah, it kind of snapped me out of it. I know, but like, you got to make your own Kool-Aid. You know what I mean? Like, make your own Kool-Aid. Then you can drink that. Make your own Kool-Aid. Just don't make other people drink it. Like, maybe. Yeah, Gypsy Rose. She got married. Now she's seeing her ex or something. Like, she get like a nose job or something. Something. Yeah, no, I don't. Not even a little. Like, I'm sort of just putting it that way. You got to sort of read between the lines. Like, the kid was looking for love from people, a lot of different people in all the wrong places. Clearly that's, you have either daddy issues or mommy issues or both at that point. And that sort of got revealed during all of this by accident. And no, he's definitely not getting in that blowjob. So like, I think he couldn't come to grips with that, and he got upset about it. And instead of like addressing the issue with his child, he, decided like, oh, well, everybody's mean and terrible and awful, and I'm going to go talk to Karen. Like, so there's like backstory to that. You know what I'm saying? Like, the guidelines. Yeah, I mean, you can, right? You totally can. I don't know if there is guidelines, but like, I don't know. Aiden's is stuck that way forever, I guess. So, I mean, I don't know. Like, otherwise, somebody needs to explain to me why it is read only half of it. Someone explain this to me. I think it's a medical problem. It's a problem. It's a medical problem. It sounds like a personal medical problem. I don't know. Okay. It's not. There's something wrong there. I'm like, I don't understand. There's a reason they call him Dick Nose. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's a reason they call him Dick Nose. Just saying. Like, just saying. I have a anonymous donation for $50. Thank you, anonymous. Won't see O'Keefe family and friends and why we are here. May God continue to bless them and you for your hard work. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, anonymous. I don't want to miss any on you guys, so I make sure I check. Thankfully, the Venmo ones go off really easily. It's the other ones that don't. That I don't get the alert for. So, also, I will have a live later on tonight. Can you imagine that? We will have a live later on tonight. Yeah, you don't want to. Those I came across accidentally. Okay, nobody wants to go looking for those. Like, is this the right shade of green? Yeah, I'm guessing that like she probably, even if she did, she wouldn't have them there because it would just be a bad look, right? Like if if I did, I probably wouldn't have a new one there. Being like, yeah, this is the next guy who's gonna get Karen readed. Like I'm pretty sure I wouldn't, just for the bad look of it all. You know what I mean? Like, yes, you guys are great. Thank you so much. I appreciate all of you guys so much. Yeah, I mean, really though, like I do want you guys to give me like feedback on the intro, which is going to be temporarily also used for my outro. But also I am going to put, so maybe are most of you guys on Twitter? Can I ask that now? Are most of you, like, how many of you are on Twitter, like have a Twitter account, or X? We call it, it's X now. I can't call it X, it's so stupid. But how many of you have a Twitter/X account? Because when I get off here, me and Salty are going to go over the Discord server, and Discord has a voice chat option too. So, but I want to be able to post it where you guys can find it. I'm going to put it in the description of this video because you guys can find that there. I think it's probably easier if I put it in the description of this video, if I put the link there. I also want to make sure everybody gets it though. So if you don't see it within like an hour or two after I finish the live, message me, either email twistedtragedies3@gmail.com or on X, Twisted Tragedies, or Facebook. Yeah, I mean, I could post it in reverse, but I don't think it would look funky and the music wouldn't match it. So, but I'm going to make an outro. I promise. I just haven't done it yet. I'll leave the tube. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to lie. Twitter's a cesspool. It's filled with conspiracy theorists that believe nothing but the conspiracy. And it's like, it's mind boggling to me sometimes. And like, what I really don't like is the harassment of the witnesses, like the ongoing. These people were getting harassed as they were on the fucking stand. They were getting phone calls, emails, like texts, like literally on the stand. Okay. On the damn stand. And then when they got off, they're being harassed relentlessly until the next, like even after the next witness. Like, this is just insane to me. Like, what? Discord is cool. I love Discord. So I want to post it where you guys will be able to find it. I just want to make sure that most of you know. Like Missy here figured out how to put, like, see, she figured out how to write comments from X. Not a lot of people know how to do that on the live videos from X. So yeah, isn't that crazy, Emily? Like, yeah, no, I hear you. They definitely will. I have brain fog too. I have what they call long haul COVID. I've had it for 4 years now. Yep. So I'll make sure that I send you the info via email, Ellen, because you can if you want, you can also help me out there because you're my mod here. Awesome. That'll be good too. Yeah, I will pin it. That's exactly what I'll do. I know. That's the problem though. Well, you're about to start using it, girl. You're about to have some fun. Start using it. Yeah, absolutely. Some people, yeah, you should. Do you guys remember these? Do you guys remember these? They're like the Smarties Pops. You guys remember these? They had smaller ones, but you guys remember these? They're delicious. And I found it at like a corner store and I was like, ooh, 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 ooh. These things are delicious. It's like a giant Smartie. It's a giant Smartie. Well, that's the thing. Well, no, and that's the thing. They don't seem to understand, like, freedom of speech is not, threats aren't covered. Discord is super easy to use. It's literally just like a chat room. You just like type in what you're going to write. And then there's like a voice chat section and you'll see like, it'll almost look like a speaker sort of with like things coming out of it. And like, that would be your voice chat. So you just sort of enter and you can mute yourself if you want and just listen, or you can unmute yourself and talk. And, it's fairly easy to use. You don't even want to know. Should I put it that way? It was ominous threats against the Alberts, Caitlin Albert to be specific. And Caitlin Albert does not care who Tom CPU is. She could give a shit less. he's acting like a crazy person. It hurts my heart to see him acting that way, because I really do think that deep inside Tom is a good person, and I think that he's just following the wrong crowd, and he's doing shit that I don't think he would do otherwise. And it's really sad to see, honestly. But I can't make people see the light, you know? Like, you don't know you're in a cult until after the cult is dispersed. It's that simple, right? Like, you really don't know that you're being led and by a crazy person. You don't know you're being misled. You don't know that you're being lied to. You don't realize it's a cult until it's all gone. And then you're like, oh shit, that was definitely a cult. Like, yes, absolutely. And I'm going to need all the help I can get on that. Like, yep, just make sure you have an account, and then it'll go right to the server, and you'll join the server. Yes, that's what I think. I think there's a lot of just really kind, amazing, awesome people. Like, here, listen, I have friends on both sides of this, okay? Erica Madden, I consider her a friend, a good friend. And if you ever get a chance, here in Taunton is the Star Drive-In that she owns. And it's a food place, and they do free movie nights on the weekends for kids. And she's been doing stuff like that for the community for a long time. And they have amazing food. Erica's a good person. And I urge you to go check her stuff out. Like, their food's amazing. She's kind. She's out there working in the kitchen with all her employees, like working her ass off for the business that she owns. And I have so much respect for her for that, and for many other reasons. But she's a good person, right? Like, she thinks Karen's innocent. Cool. That's fine. We can still be friends, right? Like, we can still be friends. But what I don't like to see is even people on that side are starting to attack her. For what? For what? Leave her alone. She's a good person. She has a good business. She does a lot for the community. She's a good friend. Like, leave her alone. Like, wow. Well, that's a lot. Yeah. Well, it's not just the Albert family, the McCabe family as well. Both of them. Both of those families. And they're just normal people. They're literally just like you and I. There's normal, everyday people, dude. Like, that's it. Just normal, everyday people. But that are just, there's so many lies, like, against them. Like, it's crazy. He does. I think he should definitely have a chart. That's actually not a bad idea. I definitely think he should have a chart. He definitely should. 100%. I agree. He should have a chart. Like, they also, like, need to, like, people need to stop and think. Like, when everybody's going crazy on Twitter over the mirroring of a video, it changes nothing that happened in that video. Mirroring does nothing. It wasn't altered in any way. It wasn't edited in any way. That's not how mirroring works. So then when you have somebody trying to explain that doesn't know what the hell they're talking about, like, then all these people believe what they were just told. Just like when we have people who are still talking about the Google search that never happened at 2:27. Okay. The Google search happened after 6. And it's as simple as explaining it this way. And someone sent me a message and they said, hey, I've heard the thing about the Google search explained a bunch of times. And I didn't get it until you explained it. I don't know why, when you explained it, I understood it, but I did. So thank you. So it's just as simple as this. When Jen McCabe pulled out that tab to look up the basketball team that her daughter might join, that's a DB wall file. Okay. That's the timestamp for the DB wall file, is when she opened that tab. How many tabs do you guys have open on your phone right now? Just look at your phone. How many tabs? I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I have 14 tabs. Sometimes I clear them. Sometimes I don't. Some of those have been open for days. So 2:27 a.m. is what time she opened the tab, not what time she did the Google search. But you can't use a DB wall file for a timestamp for a Google search. You can't. It's not meant for that. So, like, when the defense decided they were going to use a DB wall file to use as the timestamp for a Google search, they knew damn well it's not correct and they're not reading the data correctly. But that's the only thing they could find to make it look like conspiracy. So they're sticking with it. Except the Celebrate expert's going to get up there and explain. Ian Whiffin's going to get up there and explain. You can't use a DB wall file for a timestamp for a Google search because it's the timestamp for when she opened the tab, right? Like, it's literally that simple. Like, it's not difficult to explain at all. It's literally that simple. It's not hard, right? Like, The Google searches were not done until after John was found at 6 something in the morning. And there are timestamps for those, but they're not DB wall files. Ian Whiffen himself wrote a blog about it. Now look up Ian Whiffen blog on DB wall files in Google, and it should pop up somewhere. And you'll see it. He works at Celebrite. And he wrote a whole article about this very issue. Without saying it was about the Camry case. He wrote a literal blog about this exact same issue. You cannot use a DB wall file as a timestamp for a Google search. It's the time that she opened the tab, right? Like not the time she searched, the time she opened the tab. She used that tab later on to then search the Google search. It was in the same tab. That's the tab she pulled back up and used for the Google search. But that's not what time she did the Google search. It's what time she opened the tab. Like that's the easiest way I can explain it to you guys. Like literally. The defense is really just trying to say that, like, we went over this like a couple minutes ago, but like, he's on the defense list and like basically became friends with like Karen because his kid like was doing some stuff that she probably shouldn't have been doing. And like, it sort of was revealed in this whole thing. And like, he thought that was like mean. And, although it was the truth. And, so he got mad and like, now he's like Karen's friend. So like, that's a big nothing burger, really. You're not getting any information really out of Tom Beatty. It is cult brainwashing. It absolutely is. Yeah, I feel like he probably should do a chart. Not that I don't know if he is, but he should. You know? Oh, I'm definitely listening to the same trial the rest of the world is. I just happen to know legally what they can do and what they can't do, what they should do and what they shouldn't do. And I also happen to know more than most people about what's going to happen and what's going to be presented. So I don't think you're watching the same trial that the rest of the world is. My mother hasn't been able to smell or taste 100% for like 4 or 5 years now. She got like, what was it, swine flu or something like that, and lost like 50% of her taste and smell, and then got COVID and lost even more of it, and the full thing didn't come back. So through that, my mom has a hard time with that as well. Yeah, charts definitely would help. At least like make some good chalks, because that's what they call them, chalks. They're these big poster boards, things you can put pictures and like whatever. So I think a good chalk would probably help. Definitely help the jury. Yeah, all the tabs. I have so many tabs. Yeah, 12. See how many tabs, right? Exactly. Yep. Yeah, well, you don't know how much life we have, right? I could be hit by a bus tomorrow, and I'd like to think that like I lived my life with love and kindness for the people that I care about, and that like I did the best that I could do on this earth, right? That's all you really can do. Like, well, I have one open Discord. I cleared mine out like a couple days ago, but I had like, and that's how many I already have. You know what I mean? Like, well, yeah, deliberate misinterpretation of the exact extract report. And that's what pisses me off, is they're deliberately reading it wrong on purpose. And people are like, well, how are you going to say Celebrite's wrong? Celebrite's not wrong. And that means all the cases Celebrite's wrong. Who said Celebrite was wrong? That's not what they're arguing. Nobody's arguing that Celebrite is wrong. They're arguing that the defense is reading the data on Celebrite incorrectly, which is exactly what they're doing. Nobody's arguing Celebrite is wrong. And also, FYI, people, guess what? No other defense has ever tried to use a DB wall file as a timestamp for a Google search. That's why it's not important in any other case. And that's why other cases won't be affected by it, because nobody else has ever tried to use a DB wall file as a timestamp for a Google search. So, yes, it does. Exactly. Interesting. Probably. I mean, he's got his own issues, you know? It is very condescending. Like, no, here's the thing. I'm watching the same trial. I just happen to know. Yeah, visuals would be nice, right? Like, such a great example. And I know she's here with us. I know she is. I know she's watching, and I know she's here with us. And I'm, about 10 minutes ago, I was looking at the numbers, and it was like 280 of you here. Right now, there's like 240 of you here. Like, I was thinking about it, and I'm like, this is Heels is with us here. She's here. Like, I know she is here in spirit. Like, right. Or else, God damn it. Or I'll write a blog about you. I'll write a blog about you. Ruin your life. Like, yeah, pretty much. But the problem is people who are trying to interpret things that have no idea how, like, they have no business trying to interpret it at all. Like, if you read legalese and you're trying to interpret it and you don't know any legalese, probably don't try to interpret it, right? Come to me, I'll interpret it for you. Like, I'll literally read it to you and tell you what it means in like layman's terms. Like, right? Like, come on. Like, that's the problem we have, is people trying to interpret. I was a nurse for 30 years. It's definitely dog bites. There's a reason you're not an ME. And there's a reason you're not a physician. That's outside of the scope of your practice. You are not qualified to make that decision. Yeah, my mother does. I mean, she smells things, but very lightly. It's not that she smells it wrong. It's just very lightly. That's all. All right, guys. I am going to put the banner up for a second so everybody knows how to do it. Cash App, Venmo. That is how we support my small, tiny little channel here. I appreciate you all. Also, PayPal, if you need the information, I can put it in the chat. I am going to wrap this up because I have another live with you guys later on tonight. I don't know what time yet. I got to work on this Discord thing. I got to figure out what time tonight we're doing that. I am going to play my intro as my outro. So I hope you guys stick around and give me some, feedback on that. Like, I really want some feedback on what you think about the intro, which is also going to be the outro for now until I make one. But if you get a chance, share, like, link, you can share it out on your social media channels. That really helps the algorithm. It helps other people find our channel. It helps us grow. Make sure you subscribe. And I'll tell you, if you're not really familiar with YouTube, every time I put out a live, you might get a notification that I'm getting one. If you go to that and you click on it, there'll be a thing at the bottom that'll say notify me. And you click that bell. Because if I do it right now and I type it in, I'm going to have it at whatever time, I hit the button, and then it'll pop up on YouTube and say, blah, 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 live at whatever time. It should give you an alert if you're subscribed. And then at the bottom, it'll say notify me. You want to click that button because then it will notify you when I go live. So just being subscribed, sometimes they don't get the notifications right away when I'm live. So if you want those notifications, or just have somebody else tell you, maybe if you're not techie, I mean, it's not too techie. It's pretty simple, but just in case, you know what I mean? So I'm going to do the Discord right now when I get off here, and then I will put it in the description. I'll change the description here in the video. So it'll be on YouTube, and you just click like the description box and it'll be there. And then Salty's going to put it in a comment there too. So guys, people can find it. I'll put it out on Twitter and stuff like that as well. We'll do all that stuff. If you catch me on the replay, I appreciate you. If you donate on a replay, we'll read it tonight. If you catch the replay now, if you don't catch it until later, we'll read it the next time after that I'm on. So I appreciate all you guys. I hope you love my intro as much as I do, but I do want the constructive criticism if you have any. So the comments usually still stay on for about like 2 minutes, I think, after the live stream ends. So I'm going to play the intro. That's not going to be the outro for right now. And then I'm going to go. And I will catch you guys later on tonight. I will do the Discord thing when I'm done here. I just got to get my baby off the bus in about a half an hour. Then I'll do the Discord thing, and I'll catch you guys in Discord in between now and the live stream later on tonight. So I love you guys. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for being with me. I hope some of you guys can catch us tonight, and I hope you enjoy my intro, which is now going to be the outro until I make an outro. And I love you all, and I will see you all later.